is here, and at Marion County Bank, we're kicking it off by challenging you to shop local. Every dollar spent at a local business helps to build the communities we all love. Together, we can make a difference.
Hi, I'm Brian Hoosier from Marion County Bank. I shop local because another word for local is home, and I want to support the place that I call home.
Join Marion County Bank in supporting local businesses. Learn more at marioncountybank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Who's always open? Anytime Fitness. For the last 16 years, Anytime Fitness has been open 24 hours a day, every day of the year. Our award-winning gym allows you to work out on your schedule. With state-of-the-art equipment, expert trainers, a welcoming community, and the convenience of around-the-clock access, you're sure to find a fitness home with us. It's your fitness, done your way, at Anytime Fitness in Pella.
Welcome inside of post-game coverage here on Eagle Lane on 92.1 KRLS as Pella has defeated Pella Christian 54-33 in round one of the Tulip City Showdown girls basketball. Our final stats are presented by the Verduff Agency. We'll start first with the Dutch in numerical order as they had 10 girls score. Tauke 4, Vincent 4, Wogan 3, Long 5, Harmon 3, Riley Parks 9, Shekel 2, Walkup 3, Oltman 15, Thompson 6. For Pella Christian, Ava Breams with 4, Addie Van Arendonk with 3, Faith Kakmarinsky 7, and Rachel Kakmarinsky 19. Pella Christian won the rebounding battle 35-32. 8 rebounds for Rachel Kack, 7 each for Faith Kack and Ava Breams. Pella got 7 from Jenna Oltman. The turnovers in favor of Pella, just 18 for the Dutch, 27 for Pella Christian. And let's go to Tyler Crabb with the shot chart for the game.
Yep, I'm just finishing that up here real quick. And
well, do the numbers, and I'll just give a little more love to the Verduff Agency. Let Chad, Lance, or Larry examine your stats and customize an insurance plan for you. The Verduff Agency has been providing complete, courteous service to the Pella area for nearly 100 years.
Yeah, but we got one left to get to here, but it'll be a little bit easier on this part of it. So looking at the numbers here, Pella finishes the game 20 of 53 from the floor, good for 37.7%. Pella Christian, they were 12 of 41 from the floor, which is good for 29.3% there in the second half, or in the contest. Pella was 4 of 20 from three-point range, good for 20% from three-point range. Pella Christian was 3 of 10, so 30% from three-point range. Pella was 7 of 10 at the free throw line by my count, 70%. Pella Christian 6 of 13, which was 46.2% there. Points off of turnovers, Pella wins 9-6 by my count. 10-0 in favor of Pella for second chance points, and offensive rebounds goes to Pella Christian 9-6.
All right, those are the final stats presented by the Verduff Agency. Our McCall monumental play and player of the game. Well, the play of the game was that Jenna Oltman buzzer beater at the end of the first quarter. Not that any one play made the difference in a 21-point game, but Pella Christian had just gotten a Faith Kakmarinsky 3 right at the shot clock buzzer, and then you were making the comment, hey, Pella Christian can't let Pella get any points here with the seconds winding down, and Jenna Oltman finishes an incredible first quarter with a 10-point quarter, a three-pointer at the first quarter buzzer, and then Pella just kind of took off from there.
Yeah, from there, I mean, it just made it so much more difficult for Pella Christian. You're in a 4-point game, and it's like you're right there with them. And, I mean, give Faith Kakmarinsky credit, too. That was not an easy 3 for Jenna Oltman. She was right there in her grill, making that a difficult shot. Jenna Oltman just did a great job knocking down the shot. And from there, it's just kind of like, man, is this really going to be, like, is that going to be your night? If you're Pella Christian, you're thinking about it, like, you played tough for that first quarter, and watch that first quarter go from a 4-point to a 7-point lead at the end on a shot like that. I mean, that's going to be so difficult when you're already kind of playing with the odds against you, down, 3 of your top 6.
And our players of the game for Pella: Jenna Oltman, 15 points, 7 rebounds. Rachel Kakmarinsky, 19 points and 8 rebounds. Those are the McCall Monumental Play and Player of the Game. When it's time to memorialize your loved one or pre-plan your own memorial, trust the area's leading monument designer and installer, McCall Monument, on Old Highway 163 West in Pella. Tyler, why don't you swap out with Blaine Forsyth? We'll bring in the head coach of the Dutch here for an opportunity to talk Pella High basketball as Pella beats Pella Christian in round 1 of the Tulip City Showdown by a final score of 54-33. The boys game is coming up here in about 12 to 15 minutes. It's our continuing coverage of Pella High basketball. This interview powered by Hy-Vee with Blaine Forsyth, head coach of the Dutch girls. Pella 54, Pella Christian 33. Coach, thanks for coming up quickly after the ball game. Certainly appreciate you making accommodations for us. Congratulations on the win. You know, maybe didn't close it out the way you wanted, but your thoughts on an otherwise pretty impressive game.
Yeah, you know, really proud of our girls. 2 single-digit quarters to hold them to 3 and 9 in the second and third quarter. You know, we were all probably a little amped up in the first half, and myself included. So really just took a deep breath at halftime, make sure we were playing our basketball, and really took care of business there in the third quarter. So really proud of the girls of their response out of halftime. But like you said, we didn't close it out maybe how we would have liked to, but it's an opportunity to learn and grow. It's an opportunity to figure out ways to win basketball games, and that's what this group's done all year. So really proud of them in that regard.
Okay, so that's interesting to me because you played in 8 of these. You coached as an assistant, you know, with coaches Core and Schulte, you know, in a bunch of these, and you've been the head coach in a bunch of these, and it still amps you up. Why is that? What is it about this game?
That's a great question. I mean, rivalries are real. You know, you just want it so bad for the girls. It just means so much and to them. And really, it's every game, but for some reason, it's just this one that gets you going a little bit more. It's the environment, it's the fans, it's the community of Pella. Just really appreciate all their support, all the great things that the community does on nights like this for our student athletes.
Well, if there were the jitters early, Jenna Oltman was the calming force in the first quarter, had 10 points. How big was her performance just kind of getting you out of the blocks?
Yeah, you know, Jenna had a great game, and we're a team that different players are going to step up each night. And I thought Katie Shekel had a great game against Oski. You know, she only had 2 points tonight, but Jenna was right there to kind of fill that bucket. Extremely efficient from the field and a great rebounder for us. So our girls continue to figure out who kind of has the hot hand, who's playing well, and make sure that they know that they can step up in any game, and at any moment it's going to be their opportunity.
And we talked quite a bit about that in the pregame and throughout the game. I thought the story of this game would be your depth. And PC's got some injuries and some things that they're working through. And it's the scoring doesn't always tell the tale, but you had 10 different players score. They only had 4 players score tonight. It felt like this is one where you just kind of wore them down with your depth.
Yeah, you know, our depth is huge. Being able to play any of our 13 girls and for 10 of them to score tonight says a lot about them. They trust their teammates in different opportunities. We trust anybody to take shots no matter where it is on the court. Maybe not quite to the volleyball line, but maybe someday. So again, just being able to have that depth and you know, use our press to create some easy shots and create some frustration was a key factor for tonight.
We're visiting with Blaine Forsyth, head coach of the Pella girls basketball team. Dutch 54, Pella Christian 33. Had a couple of games now coming out of the holiday break. How do you feel like you're settling in and kind of picking up where you wanted to here in 2025?
Yeah, you know, especially when you're in the Little Hawkeye Conference and you go to Oski, go to PC, 2 gyms that are pretty challenging to play in is what I would say. So being able to find ways to win, extremely proud of the girls. A couple things offensively that we want to clean up. Our turnover number's too high. You know, we had 29 and then it looks like 18 or so tonight. So just continuing to find ways to clean that up is going to be extremely important as we move forward in our schedule and throughout our season. You know, if we can continue to get that number down, it's just going to be more opportunities to get shots, and shots lead to points.
It felt like there were times tonight, and I know you said Tuesday there were some careless turnovers against Oski. You like to play fast. It felt like there were times maybe playing too fast, and that led to some turnovers. Is that something you're working on of finding that balance between, again, fast and too fast?
Yeah, you know, we used to say we wanted to play fast, and we do, but it's playing with pace and being under control. We're okay with aggressive turnovers. It's kind of the sloppy, careless, unforced ones that we really need to clean up. You know, when I took over the program, we knew we were going to have a couple more turnovers when we play as fast as we do. So like I said, we'll live with a few of those, but at the same time, valuing the basketball is extremely important.
All right, we've got Indianola coming up on Tuesday after a weekend off and continue this meat grinder of the Little Hawkeye Conference schedule. What do you think about heading to Indianola?
Yeah, I think they return a number of their girls. You know, they've been kind of up and down this season, but their Coach Jansen does a really good job over there of getting his girls prepared. He always has a great game plan. So just looking forward to that opportunity. They'll probably play zone on us. That's what they did last year and have been kind of showing on film this year. So continuing to value the basketball in the half court against a zone, making sure we're putting our players in good position.
They did hang tough with DCG for the first half tonight, but we just got a final score, DCG 55, Indianola 31. So we'll see you on Tuesday night. Thanks for your time, Coach. Enjoy the weekend.
Thanks, Trevor. Thank you.
That's Blaine Forsyth, head coach of the Pella High girls basketball team. Our final score here on Friday night, Pella 54 and Pella Christian 33. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back and wrap up post-game coverage here on Eagle Lane. Boys game coming up next.
Winter's here, but your roof still needs the best. At Dutch Mill Supply, they offer top-quality CertainTeed shingles to keep your home protected all season long. Durable, reliable, and designed for winter weather, CertainTeed shingles ensure your roof stands strong against snow, ice, and wind.
Dutch Mill Supply, located in Pella, is your only locally owned, one-stop, full-service lumberyard and building material supplier. My name is Joshua Payne. My staff and I are here daily for professional service from the guy next door.
At Integrity Comfort Solutions, we've been your local, trusted experts on new construction, plumbing, heating, and cooling for over 50 years. We're excited to now offer service. Don't let a breakdown disrupt your comfort. Let our expert team get you back on track. Call us at 641-628-4093 or visit integrity-comfort.com and let our experts work for you. Integrity Comfort Solutions. Let's get comfortable.
Van Gorp Edwards Insurance is an independent agency representing many of the top insurance companies. They offer insurance coverage on home and auto, business and manufacturing, farm, agribusiness, and crop insurance, as well as personal health, life, and long-term care. With this kind of flexibility, they'll provide you with the best insurance package to build the best option risk portfolio to meet your needs. Switching insurance companies isn't as hard as you think. Call Van Gorp Edwards Insurance today to find out how easy it really is.
Drop the kids off at school, hurry to the meeting, run afternoon errands, return to school, and then back home. Your days are way too busy to have to worry about your tires. So look to Bridgestone and Firestone for tires that can help keep you on the go. With innovative Bridgestone or durable, dependable Firestone tires on your car, truck, SUV, or minivan, you'll get through your day with confidence. And then maybe even enjoy a little me time. Bridgestone and Firestone tires. Available at
Midtown Tire and Pella. Stop by and see us today for a free estimate at Midtown Tire and Pella.
Welcome back inside of post-game coverage of Pella and Pella Christian girls basketball. Time to go in. Closing presented by Lighton State Bank. This was a game that Pella led wire to wire. 17-10 at the end of the first quarter, 29-13 at the half, 51-22 at the end of the third, and 54-33 the final. PC drops to 4-7, 0-4 in the Little Hawkeye Conference. Pella 10-2, 3-1 in the Little Hawkeye Conference. In closing, presented by Lighton State Bank, grow strong with us. A short 30-second timeout, then we're back for a quick pregame show of the boys game here on KRLS.
In today's age of electronic marketing, studies still show that direct mail printing is the most cost-effective way to reach your targeted audience. Hi, I'm Scott Visser with Pella Printing, and let us show you how print can dramatically increase your bottom line with a targeted direct mail campaign. Pella Printing can develop a direct mail piece using your existing customer list, or we can acquire a targeted demographic list for you. This way, your marketing message will get directly into the hands of those customers that like and need your product. Pella Printing, where craftsmanship and technology meet.
Welcome inside of the Scooters Coffee Radio pregame show here on 92.1 KRLS and the Pella Christian YouTube channel. Time for the Pella and Pella Christian boys game, and this is rapid fire here on KRLS, and we're going to go ahead and set the colors of the game. Tyler Crabb, would you do the honor, presented by Spain Painting?
Yeah, for the Dutch, they're going to be wearing the all-black uniforms tonight with the green numbers and lettering with the white trim on those and on the numbers and letters, and then the green trim on the jerseys, on the shoulders, and on the shorts. For Pella Christian, much like the girls, it's the home whites, the maroon piping down the side of those jerseys and on the shoulders, maroon numbers, and gold lettering, gold trim on the numbers, maroon trim on the lettering on the jersey.
It is black, green, and white of Pella, white, maroon, and gold of PC. Our colors of the game presented by Spain Painting. Whether it's interior or exterior paint or a garage epoxy floor, Levi would love to talk to you about a new look for your home or business. Check them out online at spain-painting.com. Our McCall Monument Monumental Radio keys to the game. It's the size of Pella Christian, and they want to work it inside. They really want to pound it, and as Marv Van Wyk told me in postgame on Tuesday night, we have got to find a way to shut Pella's shooters down. They left way too many wide open looks against Newton. They were worried about the inside. They gave up the outside. They can't do that tonight against Pella.
No, and I think the other thing they got to do too is they got to find that go-to scorer. Right now, they found something. It felt like with West Branch going to Gilbert Flagel a little bit, they kind of went away from that, but against Newton, they didn't quite have that one guy that they were like, okay, we really need a bucket this possession. We're going to turn to that guy. I think you gotta find some of those guys tonight. Who are those guys that you can go to and count on to get you a bucket in the big moment?
Our McCall Monument Monumental Radio keys to the game. Don't burden your loved ones with planning your memorial after you're gone. Pre-plan your memorial and trust the family at McCall Monument, the area's leading monument designer and installer on Old Highway 163 West in Pella. Our Scooters Coffee Radio pregame show takes you to our starting lineups presented by Vander Linden Services. For those of you watching on the Pella Christian YouTube channel, you can see the Dutch being introduced now. They are 5-4, 2-1 in the Little Hawkeye Conference. Jack McGuire, Colin Current, Tyson Barnes, Braden Trado, and Austin Schulte. McGuire, Current, Barnes, Trado, and Schulte. Pella Christian is 4-4, 1-2 in the Little Hawkeye Conference. And here come their introductions here at Pella Christian High School. Deacon Branderhorst, Gilbert Flagel, Garrett Wheelard, Landon Fransman, and Cooper Sprunk. Branderhorst, Flagel, Wheelard, Fransman, and Sprunk. And those are the starting lineups presented by Vander Linden Services, a family-based business that treats their customers like family. For any plumbing and HVAC services you need, call Austin at Vander Linden Services. This is Pella Christian versus Pella High basketball, powered by Bank Iowa on 92.1 FM, KRLS, Knoxville, Pella, Newton, and KRLS HD1, Knoxville, Pella, Newton. We have our opening tip presented by Dutch Mill Supply here in just a moment. At first, our game time temperature is presented by Van Haften Plumbing and Heating. It's ticked down 1 degree since our girls' game. It's 27 degrees. Feels like 18 tonight. Nice and comfortable. In fact, getting warm because of all the bodies inside of the Pella Pella Christian High School gymnasium. If your home isn't staying comfortable during this cold Iowa winter, make sure to call on the heating and cooling experts at Van Haften Plumbing and Heating in Pella, because you'll always rest easy when you pick up the phone and hear
Van Haften.
All right, that is a 3-minute Scooters Coffee Radio pregame show. Scooters Coffee and Pella, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Yeah, gonna be interesting. Trevor, I gotta mention too, I gotta come back to something. You asked me to keep a lookout for my favorite jersey.
Yeah.
I went through it. I went kind of look while you were talking to Coach Forsythe. A lot of great jerseys tonight. And I'm actually gonna go with no one in either student section.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with one of our videographers on the baseline down here to our right, wearing the Air Force jersey. I love the Air Force jersey that he's got on the football jersey. That to me is the top jersey of the night.
Here we go, Pella and Pella Christian, the boys game. The ball is in the air, and we are underway in a battle for the opening tip between Tyson Barnes and Cooper Sprunk. And we might just do this one all over again.
I think we are.
All right. This is going to be Tulip City Showdown, round 1, opening tip presented by Dutch Mill Supply. Take 2, Jack McGuire and Landon Fransman. The Dutch from left to right, the Eagles from right to left.
There we go. Took him a minute to reset reset the game clock.
Take 2, the ball is in the air. And this time we're underway on KRLS and Pella Dutch Live. Trevor Castle, Tyler Crabb, live inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. And just 6 seconds into the game, we get a bucket for PC.
Yeah, tough look for Deacon Branderhorst. Does a great job, though, of finishing.
And McGuire trying to lean in, and a blocking foul is called on Pella Christian on Landon Fransman.
Yeah, Marv Van Wyk did not agree with that call. Very demonstrative right off the bat. He thought Fransman had good position.
Oh, he did. As we look at the replay on the Pella Christian YouTube channel, McGuire kind of lowered his shoulder into him and gets bailed out with the defensive foul. Colin Current with it for the Dutch. Here's Austin Schulte, right wing. Now back up to Braden Trado. Schulte, right wing, 3. Short, no good. And rebounded by Pella Christian's Garrett Wheelard. The junior point guard lobs it inside to Fransman. And then Austin Schulte displaces Fransman and gets caught with a little bump. And Pella picks up their first foul of the game.
Well, and I was a little critical of the whistle over there. I mean, there was a little bit of contact, but
Not much.
In a game like this, that's a tough whistle to call early in this contest.
All right, Wheeler to trigger. We do have a couple of Pingles Home Store instant radio updates. Girls games that went final while we were in postgame. Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont beat Knoxville 69-23, and DCG over Indianola 55-31 on some Pingles Home Store instant radio updates. Flip shot, no good. Sprunk, offensive rebound, Fransman, and a putback opportunity, no good, but he draws Pella's second foul of the quarter. This one is on Tyson Barnes, and 2 free throws coming for Fransman.
Yeah, Landon Fransman has stepped up here since Christmas break and really been a guy that the Eagles could count on to be that physical presence inside that Pella Christian's kind of been known for having here over the last couple of seasons.
Three 0 Pella Christian leads. We've played 1 minute and 2 seconds. Make it 4-zip as Fransman cans both free throws. Pella ball left to right, or right to left for those of you watching on Pella Christian YouTube. McGuire left corner 3, just off the mark, no good. Barnes slithers the rebound away from Fransman. Putback shot by Current is no good, and then the rebound picked up by Cooper Sprunk. Pella Christian 4, Pella nothing.
Yeah, Pella Christian getting fortunate there. The McGuire unable to knock down that shot. We talked about it in the pregame. Leaving those shooters open, got away with one right there.
Here's Sprunk, and we get a blocking foul called on Trado. That could have been a flop just the same on Trado. Remember, new rule this year. Flopping is a violation for your, or a warning for your first, a technical foul for your second. By the way, Kyle Korver Bucks jersey, that's got to shoot to the top of the list.
That's a good one.
That was close to a flop on Trado. He's trying to draw the attention in the offensive foul. They call it defensive foul, and it gives Sprunk 2 free throws, and he misses the first.
Yeah, a fortunate break there, but also new rule. I don't know that I haven't heard of any flops necessarily called at the high school level yet. I've seen a lot of them at the collegiate level against Joshua Van Gorp over at Central College, but none at the high school level, and Pella fortunate that they didn't get to that there, and Cooper Sprunk goes 1 of 2 to pay it off.
Here's Trado on the other end for 3. It's short from the right wing. Jack McGuire skying in, got the rebound, and then he got it knocked out of his hands, and Garrett Wheelard comes down with the board officially for PC. Branderhorst for 3. It's short, no good, and a long rebound out to Braden Trado. You can just feel the energy in this gym 2 minutes into the game.
Yeah, I mean, it is just, it's always like this, right? But you're never prepared for it, it feels like. I mean, this is such a great environment.
McGuire to Trado on the right wing for Pella. Drives around Wheelard, kicks it out. Current for 3. Boom! And Pella finally on the scoreboard. 2 minutes and 15 seconds into the first quarter. Pella Christian 5, Pella 3. Spin move, up, under. Basket won't count. Gilbert Flagel called for a travel, and that's the first turnover of the game.
Yeah, a tough break there for Flagel as he's going up for that shot. Not quite able to get it up before that pivot foot left the ground. And we talk about it, though, early on. Can't leave those shooters, and right now that's something that Pella Christian has done a couple times. Weren't able to get away with it on that last possession. A much better job here on that possession as Deacon Branderhorst stepped in front of the baseline pass from Trado to Schulte.
Trado to trigger it in. He'll go out near half court, in fact, into the backcourt for Tyson Barnes. Right-hand dribble back into the front court, left to right for the Dutch with Trado in the half-court Eagle logo. Now Kearns, he hit the three. Now he drives inside, out to Schulte for three for the Dutch. Boom! Austin Schulte. And they're just waiting for him to really find his rhythm coming off of that injury late in the football season. Wheeler drives inside, lost the handle, picked up by Pella. Here's McGuire for the Dutch with Flagel defending. McGuire, hesitation, dribble, and spin and kick. Kearns for three. Boom! Colin Kearns makes Pella's third three-pointer in the last 50 seconds. And in the blink of an eye, the Dutch have a 9-5 lead.
Yeah, Coach Van Wyk is upset. He thought that Kearns got away, or I think it was Kearns got away with the travel there, the same way that they called the one on Flagel. And it was really kind of working the officials there. Didn't get the call. It results in the triple.
Got a Braden Trado foul, which is his second and Pella's fourth. So Griffin Simpson will check in for Trado for Pella as we give you a game reset wired by Center Point Electric. Pella has a 9-5 lead, 4:36 remaining in quarter number one. 4 Dutch fouls already, so the bonus the rest of the quarter for PC, just 1 Eagle foul. The arrow is with the Dutch on a game reset wired by Center Point Electric, where they're wired for excellence. Simpson knocks it out of Wheeler's hands into the Pella bench as number 13 doing battle with number 13. And now it's Flagel to throw it in. He gets it to Franzman. Starting 5 still on the floor for Pella Christian. They've yet to go to their bench. It's knocked out of the hands of Flagel inside. Shoots it up short off the front of the rim. Rebound comes down to Griffin Simpson ahead. Schulte layup good. The first pass slipped out of his hands, and he did a nice job of getting it underneath the basket and contorting his body back up under the rim and scoring. Yeah. 11-5 Pella.
Yeah, and it's an 11-0 run, too, for the Dutch to that point that you're talking about there. Pella Christian going to have to find something offensively. Here's a couple of spark plugs on offense for Pella Christian getting ready to come into the game with Trey Steinkamp and Wyatt Snyder, though. See if they can't help out here as Cooper Sprunk goes to the line.
Now the foul on Kearns was way away from the basket, out behind the three-point line. But it's Pella's fifth, so Sprunk to the free throw line, and he makes the first. And in case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic. Just 1 field goal so far for PC, but they've made 4 free throws. Sprunk's second is no good, and the rebound controlled by Tegan Hoekstra into the game for Pella. In case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic.
They're the veterinarians.
11-6 Dutch halfway through the first quarter. Pella ball. Right side, McGuire drives through a double team, tries to shovel it down to Schulte, and a travel out in the corner by the Dutch.
Yeah, good
quick feed on Simpson.
Yeah, and great rotation by Pella Christian there to force that turnover. Didn't give Simpson a very easy look at that shot. Did a great job at, throwing that Dutch offense out of sync a little bit there with some great defensive rotations.
11-6 Pella, 3:36 remaining in the first quarter.
Pella going to a full court press here.
Flagel's pass slips through the hands, and it's picked up by Schulte. Bounce pass, Kearns, layup good. Terrific transition bucket. 8 early points for Colin Kearns, and a Pella Motors timeout for Marv Van Wyk and the Eagles at Pella Motors. You'll drive away happy. That's the Pella Motors guarantee. Tyler, let's run through the final scores. Girls basketball, Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard.
Yeah, so the Pella girls defeat Pella Christian 54-33 over on 95.3 KNIA. The Knoxville Panthers fall to Eddyville Blakesburg Fremont 69-23 on 94.3 KNIA with Clayton Sampson Indianola girls basketball falls to DCG 55-31. And Randy Van over on the KRLS 3 stream called a big win for the Newton Cardinals, 36-29 over the Oskaloosa Indians.
That's an Oski team that just took Pella to overtime on Tuesday night, playing much better basketball as they finally surrounded Deja Foster with some perimeter talent. So they're a tough team to beat this year.
Yeah, and credit to Newton going out there and getting the job done. 2-0 week for them, and I believe that's a 4-0 start to the break to the new year. Excuse me.
All right, out of the Pella Motors timeout. Pella Christian has the ball. Wyatt Snyder with it. Now it's Trey Steinkamp driving the right baseline. Can't get the floater to go. Hooks to the board for Pella. The Dutch with a 13-6 lead and the ball. Simpson, Hoekstra, Current, Schulte, and McGuire on the floor in black, green, and white for the Dutch. These are brand new black and green uniforms this year. McGuire drives into a double team, trying to spin his way out of it. Gets it to Schulte. Catch and shoot three. Heel of the rim, no. Hoekstra grabs the rebound for the Dutch. Gives it off to Schulte. Drives inside. Gittle jump step. McGuire layup good. Boy, Pella just looks completely in rhythm on the offensive end so far.
Yeah, it was a slow start for the Dutch, but Pella Christian just really struggling here as of late.
And we get a turnover and a Tegan Hoekstra hammer. And the Pella crowd was already on its feet, and now they are moshing around. A Tegan Hoekstra dunk, tonight's Raise the Roof moment of the game, brought to you by Randall Roofing. When the moment arises and it's time for a new roof, think Randall Roofing. And Tyler, if Pella Christian isn't careful, this one could get out of hand. The Dutch are really rolling right now. A 17-1 run.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. You know, they've had a couple possessions here with good rotations, but there's a lot on the defensive end of the floor, dating back to that Newton game, where they're just really struggling to stick with guys. They keep having to rotate, and overall, with as much rotation as they're having to do, it's leaving guys wide open because guys are struggling to figure out where they need to go on those rotations.
Pella fouled with Griffin Simpson picking up his first. Gilbert Flagel to the line as the Eagles are in the bonus. He missed the first, made the second. So Pella Christian is now 5 of 8 at the free throw line, and they've got 5 of their 7 points from the stripe. Derek Schulte's Dutch leading 17-7. 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Michael Manning is checked into the game. He's there with Simpson, Hoekstra, and then the 2 3-year stars, McGuire and Schulte. 3-ball left corner, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds by the Eagles. And it'll stay with Pella on the team rebound as Franzman touched it last.
Yeah, and if you're okay with that, if you're Pella Christian, because McGuire, if he does it, he's going to go right back up with that offensive board.
Inbounds pass was tipped by Snyder, grabbed by McGuire, and then he can't finish in double coverage. Sprunk grabs the rebound for PC. Looking for just their second field goal of the quarter. Here's a hesitation drive by Steinkamp, got both Pella defenders in the air. Nifty move by the freshman, but he couldn't finish the bank shot. Hoekstra grabs his 4th rebound. Pella pushes. McGuire the reverse layup, and it's now 19-7. Pella.
Yeah, just, again, Pella is a step quicker than Pella Christian right now.
Well, the girls' game was a slow pull away. Right now, it's an avalanche from the Pella boys. And now a second field goal for Franzman, his first, team second, as he gets inside and scores. 19-9. Schulte with some aggressiveness on the other end draws a defensive blocking foul on Landon Franzman.
And I would be willing to bet if we watch that replay, Franzman he looked pretty well set to me.
He was leaning back. That was the only thing you got. If you want to take a charge, you got to man up and stand there.
Well, that's where I was like, it looked like he was in a good position, but I didn't quite see the leaning back. So that's why I wanted to check that replay. But, you know, again, Pella Christian just not able to take advantage of some of these opportunities that they are giving themselves.
19-9, Pella leads. Harrison Mullins is into the game. McGuire on the left baseline trying to split through a triple team. Maybe ill-advised. He got it stripped away, and PC has the ball down by 10.
Yeah, and he wanted a foul there, but there's no way an official was going to see that. There was too many bodies between him and an official.
Flagel tries to go high-low with Cooper Sprunk. His pass is stolen away by Griffin Simpson, and the Dutch can hold for one final shot with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. 19-9 Pella. And Michael Manning in the half-court Eagle Head logo. Going left to right on 92.1 KRLS, and with our camera view right next door to us here on the Pella Christian YouTube channel. Inside, McGuire gets a couple of defenders in the air, draws the contact, scores, and he's going to the line. That is a tough move to defend by Jack McGuire. He's got a little bit of wiggle in him underneath the basket.
Yeah, Devin Runner checking in for Deacon Branderhorst. And again, Pella Christian never got set down low on the defensive end of the floor there, and it ends up hurting them.
Free throw's no good. Flegel gets the rebound, and that takes us to the end of the first quarter. Pella 21, Pella Christian 9. We'll be back inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth right after this.
Brown Shoe Fit Pella has exciting news for February 2025. Brown Shoe Fit Pella is 20 years old, and it's time for a remodel. We are temporarily moving to 1301 West 12th Street, the Fox Ridge Business Park, on February 2nd. Brown Shoe Fit Pella will have a big remodel sale at the temporary location, as well as work boots. If all goes as planned, Brown Shoe Fit Pella will be back home on the square the last week of February. Come check out Brown Shoe Fit Pella at our temporary location for work boots and a big remodel sale. Follow Brown Shoe Fit Pella on Facebook and Instagram for updates.
Welcome back inside of the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. It's Pella 21 and Pella Christian 9. Trevor Castle, Tyler Crabb with you here on 92.1 KRLS and the Pella Christian YouTube channel. In case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic. The Eagles started the game out 5-0. Then Pella a 21-4 finish to the quarter. Dutch lead 21-9, in case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic.
They're the veterinarians.
And we do have a Pingles Home Store instant radio update to report at the end of the first quarter. It is Oskaloosa 18, Newton 11.
That's a surprising one.
That is a surprising score, I agree.
Oski coming off, I believe, a 32-point loss to Pella on Tuesday night. Newton coming off of a win here against Pella Christian.
Here's a drive and a floater, no good by Pella to start the second quarter. Cooper Sprunk grabs the rebound off the Colin Curnt miss. Curnt led all scorers in that first quarter with 8. Jack McGuire had 6 and Austin Schulte had 5. Franzman led the Eagles with 4. 21-9 Dutch lead. Snyder to the high post for Sprunk. Now a kick out to Devin Runner. He got it knocked away by David Garner, and he forces a 5th Pella Christian turnover. Garner to Mullins, and then they work a screen. Harry's got it up top. Bounce pass left side to Michael Manning. 4 reserves in the game for the Dutch, along with Colin Curnt. Nate Warner is also in. Here's Mullins trying to split through traffic, leaves it to Warner, out to Manning. The sharpshooter misses, no good, and a sky-high rebound for Cooper Sprunk. He's already got 4, tied with Tegan Hoekstra for a game high. 1 minute into the second quarter, 21-9 Dutch.
Yeah, Pella Christian here needs to find something offensively. Just haven't really been able to get it going outside of the free throw line.
Garner knocks it away from Steinkamp on a drive out of bounds, and David Garner single-handedly forces a Pella Christian turnover. That young man is getting a few more minutes of action each game. He started, kind of towards the end of the Pella rotation, but he's made plays like that have impressed Derek Schulte.
Yeah, and again, this is a Pella squad that's just looking to build some momentum, right? We talk about that win against Oskaloosa before that. It had been a tough go coming out of the break against Knoxville Western Christian. So they're looking for those guys who can step up and make those types of plays.
Garner spins and kicks wide open. Colin Curnt. Boom! Curnt is feeling it early on. He's got 11, and Pella has a 24-9 lead.
Well, if you remember back to Tuesday night, talking to Coach Van Wyk, that shot's not going to make him happy.
Here's Gilbert Flagel. There's a really kind of silly foul on Harry Mullins. He just trucks in to Cooper Sprunk and commits his first foul.
Yeah,
no real chance of getting the ball there.
Yeah, he was trying to play help on the rotation of the pick and roll there, but really didn't get himself in a very good position to be able to get it into help defense in that spot. How about this for a Pingles Home Store Instant Radio update? Pleasantville girls basketball defeats Interstate 35, 57-23. Joelle Johnson scores 40 points to break the school record for points in a game.
Wow. That's a big night. A 40
of
piece.
57.
Yeah. Wheeler on the drive for PC. Bounce pass inside to Sprunk. Great move. Little hesitation. Pump fake. Gets Barnes in the air and scores.
Yeah, it would have been goaltending either way because one of the Pella defender grabbed the net from underneath. But regardless, first bucket of the quarter for Pella Christian, a big one there to end this run.
Garner gets inside and travels. He tried to split two defenders and just slipped and fell down.
Yeah, Franzman and Branderhorst coming back in for a runner. And someone doesn't know that they're coming out. Wyatt Snyder. But
here's a surprise Pingles Home Store Instant Radio update. End of the first quarter, Knoxville leads EBF just 15-13. Knoxville, one of only 23 remaining unbeaten boys teams in the state of Iowa. Also Pingles Home Store Instant Radio update. Indianola leads DCG 15-10. All right, Pella Christian ball with Flagel. 24-11. Pella leads with 5:26 to go in the second quarter. Current, hard-nosed defense on Deacon Branderhorst, and Collin reaches in, commits the foul.
Yeah, and he looked at the official like, seriously, but he was all over Deacon from the, I mean, there was about 3 different fouls you could have called on him in that regard. Reach in the cylinder or displacement. I mean, it was about as easy as a call as you can give an official at that spot.
Current and Garner take a seat for Derek Schulte and the Dutch, who lead 24-11 with 5:17 to go before our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. That'll include a chat with Pella Christian girls coach Brendan Foudy. They lost to the Dutch earlier tonight, 54-33.
Yeah, right now, Pella Christian needs a bucket. They can cut this down to 10, which would be a huge help, potentially. 10 or 11.
Austin Schulte playing great defense on Deacon Branderhorst. 5 to shoot. Does Flagel know it? 2 to shoot. 1 to shoot. No, they didn't know it. Shot clock violation, turnover, Pella Christian. That's not going to help get you back in the game, Tyler.
No, it's not, and especially with a Pella team that's, you know, been playing very well here in this first half.
4:33 to go here in the second quarter. Pella 24, Pella Christian 11. Oh, McGuire, great spin move, and then Franzman there, the second defender, and he forces McGuire to kind of contort a shot in the air. He missed it, and it got rebounded by Flagel. That's one that McGuire's done a pretty good job finishing throughout his career.
Yeah, that's one he'll want back, too. I mean, that was one of the easier looks you're probably going to see in this contest. And just
Flagel on the other end drives inside and commits a foul. And part of the reason, you know, Franzman just stood there on the McGuire because Landon's already picked up 2 fouls, didn't want to pick up his third, and Jack just couldn't finish. Now Gilbert to the line where Pella Christian has done most of its damage tonight. They are 5 of 8, now 6 of 9 at the free throw line. Half of their points have come at the stripe. They only have 3 field goals in 12 minutes of game action.
Well, and if you're Pella Christian too, I mean, you know, you'd love to have more field goals, but let's go back to before Christmas break. They played PCM right here in this gym. They were 2 of 14 at the free throw line in that game. So you're looking at this 7 of 10 now at this point, and you're loving that 70%
Trado
mark.
traveled, yep. Trado wanted to shoot, then he saw the defender flying at him, thought he could get by and shuffled his feet.
Yeah, tough break there for Trado, but just going back to my point there just a minute ago, I mean, 7 of 10 tonight at the free throw line, so it's like, yeah, we've only made 3 shots, but the fact that we've hit 7 free throws, big difference from where you were about a month ago when PCM made the trip over here to Pella Christian.
A game reset wired by Centerpoint Electric has Pella leading 24-13, 3:38 to go second quarter. 3 fouls on the Dutch, none on the Eagles in the quarter. Possession arrow is with PC on a game reset wired by Centerpoint Electric, where they're wired for excellence. And Deacon Branderhorst draws a foul on Austin Schulte. That is his second, and I guess it's going to be one of those kind of games. Pella Christian just living at the line.
Yeah, Pella, you know, credit Pella Christian too on that. I mean, they're, you know, it's not an exciting brand of basketball to go to the free throw line just possession after possession. But Pella Christian has realized, like, Pella's going to play physical. They're going to play aggressive. So we're going to take advantage. We're going to draw some fouls, get ourselves to the line. Free possessions here, free opportunities for points.
1 of 2 for Branderhorst at the free throw line there, and it's now 24-14. Pella quickly the other way. Simpson to Barnes, layup good. And that is just blink of an eye transition bucket for Pella.
Yeah, Pella Christian just didn't do a good enough job getting back in transition.
Now on the other end, Franzman with it. Kick out right corner. Pass tipped away into the hands of Cooper Sprunk, and he lays it in. There's a much-needed field goal for the Eagles. Sprunk's bucket back to a 10-point game. Now Trado on the drive. Barnes for 3. Way off the mark, no good. Wheeler gets the rebound.
Yeah,
Eagles can make this a single-digit game.
Good stop there for the Eagles. Now if you can turn around and get this into the single digits like you just mentioned, kind of changes the complexion of this game, but 2:40 to go in the second quarter.
26-16, Pella Christian leads. Free throw line for Franzman with Barnes defending. Right to left for Pella Christian. Franzman leaning in on Barnes, blocking foul on Barnes. Free throws. What's new coming for PC is that's the 5th. Both quarters now, Pella Christian has been in the bonus.
Yeah, and you know, we talk about it, it's the styles here. Pella Christian playing a little bit of a slower game on the offensive end of the floor here. Pella playing very physical, very aggressive. They're committing those fouls. Pella Christian, you know, has spent most of their time this game playing transition defense, not really giving Pella many opportunities to draw fouls. So we're looking here in the second quarter, 5-0 advantage in the foul count. Pella Christian with those 0 fouls.
Current, Barnes, Trado, Simpson, Schulte, all with 2 fouls for the Dutch. A 1 of 2 trip for Franzman. After going 5 of 8 in the first quarter, the Eagles are 4 of 6 in the second quarter. And there's an over and back, just careless, unforced turnover. Braden Trado, the simplest thing, just dribbling the basketball. He kind of lost it off the side of his foot into the backcourt for a Pella turnover.
Yeah, and
weird things happening.
Yeah, big break for the Eagles there.
26-17. Pella leads by 9 with 2:16 to go. Pella's largest lead was a dozen. Now Steinkamp with it for Pella Christian. Gives it off to Branderhorst. Drives to the left baseline. Tough shot falling down, no good. Sprunk got the rebound. I didn't think he realized how open he was, but then he passed it off, gets it back, and smokes an easy layup. No good. Hoekstra the rebound, and then Trado is fouled by Trey Steinkamp on the other end.
Yeah, and that's a bucket you got to have if you're Pella Christian there.
First of all, he got the offensive rebound. He had no idea how wide open he was because his back was to the basket, and he passed it out. He got it back, and he was even more open and couldn't finish.
Yeah, you got to get yourself in a better position in that scenario there. He was almost dead even with the backboard and tried to bank it home. It was just never going to be a very clean look.
26-17. Pella leads by 9. 1:40 to go here on Eagle Lane. Dutch have it with Current. Now Jack McGuire, top of the key. Breaking down Flagel. Stops in the lane. Called for a travel. I'm going to want to see that one again. Jack had a long stride there, but I'm not sure if he gave up his pivot foot.
I think
here's the replay on a Pella Motors timeout.
I think it might have drugged there.
Nope, that was not a travel. It might give us one more look here.
I think it was right away. Right.
No, that left foot stays anchored down the whole time. But hey, it is a travel because they called it a travel.
It is. I mean, it's a tough break there, but it's one thing that in that situation, if you're Coach Schulte, he's going to the timeout here. I think to talk about this, you know, McGuire, the last, I think it's 4 or 5 possessions where he's got the basketball in that situation, it's been the same thing. Drive to the spin move, trying to get to the basket. Well, Pella Christian remembered that. Flagel remembered that. Did a great job of impeding his path to the basket, making it difficult. By the time McGuire tried to give it up, it was too late.
Game reset wired by Center Point Electric. 1:30 to go, second quarter. Pella 26, Pella Christian 17. Eagles are in the bonus the rest of the quarter. Pella Christian has just one foul. The possession arrow is with PC on a game reset, wired by Center Point Electric, where they're wired for excellence. Missed shot, Deacon Branderhorst, rebound Jack McGuire, and then a foul on the floor racing the other way is called on Steinkamp. That's his second. Team's only second foul with 73 seconds to go before our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show.
Yeah, Deacon's got to do...
turnover. Pella knocked by Branderhorst, and then that forced it off of Simpson's hands out of bounds.
Yeah, on that last possession for Pella Christian, they did a nice job of beating the press, but Deacon's got to do a little bit better job staying under control down there instead of forcing that shot. That shot wasn't a very clean look for him.
All right, under a minute to go, first half. Pella Christian could get this down to a 6 or 7 point game right here. Back cut, Branderhorst, foul, Manning, Branderhorst, and one. And after being kind of lifeless most of this first half, Pella Christian within 7 and a chance to make it 6. Under a minute to go before halftime.
Yeah, great job there by Flagel with the backdoor cut to Branderhorst, who did a great job finishing through the contact. And again, Pella Christian just taking advantage of an overly aggressive, overly physical Dutch squad.
The free throw is no good. Kurt rips the rebound away from the Eagles, and then Pella turns it over. A wild pass from McGuire, about a foot too tall for Michael Manning. Each team has 7 first half turnovers.
Yeah, and if Pella Christian can hurry here, they can maybe make it a 2-for-1. It doesn't look like they're going to do it. They're going to try, though.
26-19. It's been a pretty low-scoring quarter, but Pella Christian has outscored the Dutch 10-5. They've taken a 12-point lead down to 7, and they have the ball. 6-second differential. Flagel's jumper. Oh, looked like it was going to get the bounce and then popped out. No good. Kurt the rebound. Pella can hold for the final shot with 15 seconds to go in the half.
Looks like they're going to do just that.
Michael Manning with it. Down to 3 seconds, knocked away by Wyatt Snyder, and Pella will not even get a shot off at the end of the first half. Tenacious Pella Christian defense takes us to the locker room. Dutch 26, Eagles 19. Live inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. Our Central Tire and Auto radio halftime show is next.
Bank Iowa, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As part of the recent upgrade to our Cartrol gas station at Two Rivers Cooperative in Pella, we now have a diesel blender pump with 5 different options available. Now through March, you can select straight number 1 diesel or choose from 4 different blends of number 1 and number 2 to get the right mix to keep your diesel vehicle from gelling during our cold Iowa winter. Look for our diesel blender pump at the Cartrol gas station at Two Rivers Cooperative in Pella.
The home and field advantage, Two Rivers Co-op.
Welcome back to the Central Tire and Auto radio halftime show. For tires, front end work, their no appointment oil change, and full mechanical work on your vehicle. Stop and see Sean Ward and his crew next to Walmart in Pella. With our continuing coverage of Iowa high school athletics, we're joined now by head coach of the Pella Christian girls basketball team, Brendan Foudy, powered by Hy-Vee, following the loss to Pella tonight by a final score of 54-33. Coach Foudy, it's been a little bit of adversity here for the Eagles all season long when you talk about injuries and things like that going into tonight. I know you guys never will talk excuses, but as a team, how have you just been working going into tonight's game, keeping spirits high in spite of the fact that there is a lot of adversity this team has faced?
Well, it's all we can do. And, you know, you just have to play with the cards you're dealt. I feel awful for the kids that want to be out on the court competing that can't due to injury. If you say that's a little bit of adversity, what we faced. I don't want to know what a lot of adversity looks like for a basketball team. But, you know, I'm extremely proud of our kids and our program. I felt like the character of our kids it was on full display tonight. The way our team competed, you know, it's been a challenge. It's been a new challenge each day. It seems like every time I look out on the court, there's a new group of 5 that I've never seen playing together before, and that's certainly a challenge when you're trying to get into a flow and in a rhythm, and obviously trying to stretch some girls that maybe aren't honestly quite ready for the varsity level yet. But I just loved I've loved the attitude of those girls that have been thrown into that situation, and you know, I felt like I had a team I could be proud of tonight.
Absolutely right. I would 100% agree with that. Looking at this team, you talk about no quit attitude. One of those girls that I want to highlight in that is Rachel Kekmerinsky. 2 points in the first half, comes back 17 in the second half, finishes with 19 points, 8 rebounds for the night by our unofficial calculations. Just looking at the effort that she displays, how big of a boost does that bring the rest of the girls to have somebody like that even when things aren't necessarily going your way is going to fight till that final horn blows?
Yeah, it's huge, and I challenged her at halftime that we just needed her to make plays. You know, that she's going to get the ball in different situations. She needs to make plays, and I felt like she took a big step forward tonight. It's huge for our team. It's extremely important, and we're going to need Rachel to continue to just be a playmaker for us. And, you know, she's still a young basketball player trying to figure out what that means, but, you know, she may think she's being a little greedy at times, and I don't know if that's her thought process, but that we need her to be aggressive, and I thought we saw that in the second half.
Another girl who stepped up in a big way tonight, and she's played a pretty good role off the bench for the Eagles this season's Ava Bream. 7 rebounds off the bench, 4 points for her. When you look at the 4 points, it's probably not going to be something that people will look at the stat sheet and be like, oh, 4 points, that's just the greatest stat line I've ever seen. But it was a big 4 points and a big 7 rebounds off the bench, and a big spark for this team.
I love the way Ava Breams played tonight. We highlighted her in the locker room too after the game, just saying, you know, we want to bottle that Ava Breams up. She came out to fight, and you know, I'm just really proud of what she did for our team tonight, and hopefully we can bottle that up and see it moving forward as well.
And again, we're talking to head coach of the Pella Christian girls basketball team, Brendan Foudy, following the 54-33 loss against Pella. You mentioned this team and the adversity that it's dealt through. You know, we talked about it a little bit off the air before going into that Newton game and seeing these different lineup combinations. You talk about Chloe Nickel making her return to the floor, Ava Nickel stepping into a role here, Sophia Slaughter taking on a big role. What have you seen from them here this week as they have been thrust into action with injuries, winter home, all of that, all the above?
Oh, just a lot of mental toughness. I mean, we're asking them to do a lot. You know, they were playing a lot different at the JV level in a lot of ways than what we play at the varsity level, and so really in a short time we've had to give them a crash course on what we're trying to do at the varsity level. It's not perfect, and they know that, but I think every day they show up trying their best to do what they need to do for their team to step into a role and help us win games, and it's going to continue to be a challenge, but I think today we took a step forward with just the grit and the toughness that it requires, that's required to win games in this conference.
Well, you talk about the grit and learning some of those things as a team. Opportunity here to get even better off of this game. I know that people look at it and be like it's a loss, that isn't what you want, but a great opportunity to learn a little bit more about yourself, because you do get another matchup with the Dutch following, you know, a long little stretch here of games, but it starts with Knoxville on Monday. Going into that game against Knoxville, what are some of the key things you're telling the girls after tonight's game that are going to be positive takeaways that you can take into Monday's game?
Yeah, I think my biggest message is we just got to be consistent with this type of effort, right? It's got to be consistent. We have to play with this intensity, with this mentality every night, whether we're playing Knoxville or we're playing Norwalk. I don't care who it is. We've got to play that way, and until, you know, we show that consistency, you know, we felt like we lost a game on Tuesday at Newton that we should win, and I don't think the intensity on Tuesday night was where it needed to be, and you know, a part of that is we've got girls that are still trying to figure out what they're doing, right? But we talk a lot this last couple of weeks about the things you can do on the basketball court to impact the game and impact winning that have nothing to do with skill or knowledge of the offense or knowledge of the defense, and that's things like hustling after loose balls, going after rebounds with all you got, defending the one-on-one matchup you've got with everything you've got. And so that's what we're going to be looking for. We're going to continue to teach those girls and get better. Practice is a challenge because we've had to pretty much change how we practice from where we wanted to be at the beginning of the year, and so we're trying to figure that out and make sure we're still developing our JV kids the way they need to be developed too.
And I know you'll never look at this game coming up Monday in any other way than a tough battle against the Knoxville squad when you go over to their place on Monday, or at least you'll never admit that you're going to look at it any other way, but an opportunity to potentially hone in your skill before another tough week of Dallas Center Grimes and Indianola, especially when you don't necessarily get any time to get in the gym and practice beyond maybe a Saturday little walkthrough here in between those games. How big is it going to be to come out and take advantage of an opponent, a game where it is a very winnable contest against Knoxville, to really propel yourself into those tougher games in the Little Hawkeye Conference next week?
I guess I just go back to the consistency, right? Knoxville is probably similar to Newton for us, where we know how much they dislike us, and they're gonna, regardless of how talented they are or what their record looks like, they hate us, right? I mean, they just do, and they want to come in and rough us up a little bit, and so we got to show up with an intensity and tenacity that pretty much sends the message to Knoxville, tonight's not your night.
I would love for that to be the message. Hopefully that's what Trevor's reporting on Monday night over there at Knoxville. Coach Foudy, appreciate the time as always. Best of luck turning around and going to Knoxville on Monday night, and then Dallas Center Grimes on Tuesday. Looking forward to a conversation with you up there at DCG on Tuesday night.
Thanks, Tyler.
Absolutely. That was Brendan Foudy, head coach of the Pella Christian girls basketball team, here on postgame coverage on the Central Town Auto Radio halftime show powered by Hy-Vee. And we will take a quick timeout, and we'll turn it over back to Trevor Castle when we return here on 92.1 KRLS.
At Pella Insurance, they strive to provide you with bend-over-backward service to protect your home, auto, business, farm, life, and health. Pella Insurance is a local independent agency that has been serving the Pella community for over 30 years with a mission to provide you with a more holistic approach to your insurance needs. With access to a multitude of industry-leading carriers, they are focused on assisting their customers with protecting and maximizing their assets, resources, and opportunities. Call Pella Insurance at 628-9235.
The season at Vandenberg's Greenhouse has ended, and they thank everyone for making this past year fantastic. Vandenberg's Greenhouse is now closed for a few months. They're looking forward to the new season in 2025. Russ and Becky Vandenberg are busy getting ready for opening in late February or early March, and of course their spring open house. Keep listening for the spring opening date and to hear some exciting additions coming to Vandenberg's Greenhouse. 1405 Highway 5, Albia. Vandenberg's Greenhouse, always worth the short drive.
Hi, this is Dalton Buck with Hy-Vee. We understand that times are difficult and we want to do our part to help out. That's why we've lowered the prices on thousands of items throughout the store. These are new everyday low prices on thousands of items. And we also still have other ways to save, like our Hy-Vee Perks program and tons of digital coupons online in the Hy-Vee app. It's our mission to make lives easier, healthier, and happier. Stop in today and see our new everyday low prices on thousands of items at Hy-Vee.
Look at me, I'm a superhero. And I'm building a fort.
If your furniture is getting a workout, it's time to visit Pingle's Home Store in Pella. They've got durable, stylish furniture that stands up to all the fun your kids can dish out.
We love Pingles.
Come to Pingle's Home Store today and find the perfect furniture for your family. Pingle's Home Store. Real people, real service, real dependability.
Hi, this is Chuck Vanderwall with Ulrich Ford Lincoln in Pella, where we've been helping people find their dream car or a new car since 1935. My favorite is my 1963.5 Galaxy 500 two-door.
I'm Todd Vanderwall, and we love seeing people smile when they drive their new vehicle off the lot. It's fun to get a new car. My favorite is my 1974 Ford Bronco.
I'm Tegan, and I don't have as many cool cars as Dad or Grandpa, but I love my Bronco Sport. When it's time for a new vehicle, come see us at Ulrich Ford Lincoln in Pella.
We're taking care of you.
If the January weather has got you down, head to Scooter's Coffee in Pella to try the Mr. Mint Mocha. A minty twist on your favorite mocha. Or cool off with the Mr. Mint Blender, Iced Mocha, or Mr. Mint Hot Chocolate. Perfect for the whole family. For a quick burst of energy before you grab the snow shovel, grab a Blackberry Red Bull Infusion. Scooter's Coffee in Pella, your go-to for great drinks. Scooter's Coffee, amazing drinks, amazing people, amazingly fast.
Welcome back inside of our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. TC and TC here on 92.1 KRLS and the Pella Christian YouTube channel. Pella and Pella Christian basketball powered by Bank Iowa on 92.1 FM KRLS, Knoxville, Pella, Newton, and KRLS HD1 Knoxville, Pella, Newton. Everyone has a goal, an inspiration, a reason for being, whatever that is for you. Bank Iowa says,
let's make it happen.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look inside the numbers, and those are delivered as always by Pella Fiber. And we'll start first with the Dutch, who have a 26-19 lead. Colin Kerndt with 11. 6 points for Jack McGuire, 5 for Austin Schulte, 2 apiece for Tyson Barnes and Tegan Hoekstra. For Pella Christian, 6 points for Cooper Sprunk, 5 each for Deacon Branderhorst and Landon Franzman, 3 for Gilbert Flagel. The rebounding battle is basically even, 12-11 for the Dutch. Turnovers are even, 7 apiece. One big reason that Pella Christian is staying in this ball game. Pella 0 of 1 at the free throw line. Pella Christian 9 of 15. Take us through the rest of the shot chart, Tyler.
Yeah, so you mentioned 9 of 15 to the free throw line for Pella Christian. They've attempted more free throws than field goals.
I believe it.
They are 5 of 13 from the field compared to Pella's 11 of 22. Pella Christian 0 of 1 from three-point range. Only 1 three-pointer attempted. Pella was 4 of 11. You mentioned the free throw numbers. Pella Christian, 2 points off of turnovers. Pella with 4 points, both of those coming in the first quarter. Second chance points, 2 for Pella Christian, none for Pella. And then offensive rebounds, I had 3 for Pella, 2 for Pella Christian. So pretty evenly matched here, other than I would say three-pointers is really where Pella has made a big difference, because we mentioned it, 4-0 in that category, 7-point game. It's 3 is more than 2, as a lot of people like to argue about nowadays.
Inside the Numbers has been delivered by Pella Fiber, where every home gets a gig. Join today at PellaFiber.com. Our second half adjustments are presented by DeYoung Door Service. Here is part of our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. 26-19 Pella out of the Dutch. I think that they really need to get back to what was going on in that last 4 to 5 minutes of the first quarter. That was as fluid and as crisp and as smooth of an offensive look as I've seen out of Pella in the games that I've called this year. After falling behind 5-0, they closed the quarter 21-4. Pella Christian made some adjustments and found ways to slow that offensive attack down in the second quarter, but I feel like if Pella can get back to that in the second half, it's a recipe for a victory. What do you think out of the Eagles to try to come back from a 7-point deficit?
Well, I mean, one, they got to be quicker on the defensive end of the floor right now. Pella has beat them up before many times, which has led to some of those open three-point opportunities we talked about. But then also, they got to stay in front of their guy, too, on defense. Too much held defense right now. He's forcing too much defensive rotation, which there's nothing wrong with defensive rotation, but inevitably when you rotate as much as the Eagles had to in that first half and left some open shooters, and as Coach Van Wyk said Tuesday at Newton, we cannot leave shooters wide open, and allowed Colin Kerndt, I think, knocked down 3 of those three-pointers in that first half. So the Eagles going to have to find a way to eliminate that.
And that's our second half adjustments presented by DeYoung Door Service. If it's time for a new garage door for your home or business, stop and see the gurus of garage doors at their new showroom at 908 Roosevelt Road, just west of here at Pella Christian High School.
We're the gurus of garage doors, DeYoung Door Service in Pella.
Thanks for listening to our Central Tire and Auto Radio halftime show. For tires, front end work, their no appointment oil change, and full mechanical work on your vehicle, stop and see Sean DeWard and his crew next to Walmart in Pella.
Starting out the second half, Gilbert Flagel, tough take right over the top of Jack McGuire for the lay-in from about 3 or 4 feet.
And a steal on a Pella turnover, their 8th of the game, and Pella Christian down 5 now with the ball. Trevor Castle, Tyler Crabb live inside of the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. It is 26-21 Dutch, but PC has the ball on their home floor on a Gilbert Flagel drive, spin, fall away, doesn't get it to go, rebound bounces around, still loose, and it's Branderhorst with it for PC. Leaves it for Flagel, who travels. Got a Pingles Home Store instant radio update. as some halftime scores were rolling in during our halftime. Indianola leads DCG 30-28. Oski leads Newton 29-17. And Knoxville leads EBF 40-13. Schulte for three. Boom for Pella. Austin Schulte has 8, and the Dutch lead 29-21.
Yeah, big shot there from Schulte to get Pella back on the back in the scoring column there as Trado picks up his 3rd foul.
Pella had just 5 points in that second quarter, and they get Schulte loose for 3 from the top of the key here early in the 3rd, and that is the 3rd foul on Trado, 1st on the Dutch here in this second half. They put Pella Christian at the line 15 times as the Dutch committed more than 5 fouls in both the 1st and 2nd quarters. Kurnt gets the rebound off a miss. It's another Austin Schulte 3. It's no good. And a long rebound out to Cooper Sprunk for the Eagles. Down by 8 with Wheelard on the attack. Spin move in the lane. Can't finish in close. Franzman had the rebound go off the rim and out of bounds to Pella. 6:19 to go, 3rd quarter, 29-21 Pella.
Again, Pella Christian just has not been able to connect on shots away from the free throw line, so you're going to have to find a way to make the adjustments to get some of those shots to go down.
Colin Kurnt with it, left wing, Pella now right to left. Trado top of the key 3. Too strong, no good. And Gilbert Flegel there for the rebound for Pella Christian.
Right now, Pella 3 shots.
Had a near travel by Branderhorst. That's Derek Schulte's arguing for that. It wasn't called. Official says it was knocked out of his hands. Here's Branderhorst now for 3. Short, no good. Ball goes out of bounds as Franzman and Barnes got tangled up, and it's over to Pella on the team rebound.
Yeah, as I was mentioning though, Pella 3 possessions here, 3 shot attempts, all of them from 3-point range. We'd like to see them maybe attack a little bit more. That's where they found success in that 1st quarter, if you remember, attacking the basket, kicking out to those open 3-point shooters. They've kind of gone away from that, and the offense has gotten a little stagnant.
McGuire 2 spin moves as he puts Flegel in the spin cycle and scores.
Yeah,
31-21.
As we mentioned, they go inside, able to get a bucket there.
Pella by 10 with 5:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. Branderhorst on the right wing, gets it off to Flegel up top, gets a screen from Franzman, who backs his way down on McGuire into the corner for Sprunk. Now they feed Franzman. McGuire defending, blocking Franzman, but a foul is called. As Pella continues to be aggressive defensively, the fouls are mounting up, and that is the 1st on McGuire, but the 2nd on the team.
Yeah, so Franzman going to go to the line, try to take advantage of this opportunity, see if he can help Pella Christian get this back into single digits.
And the free throw is short, no good. It is a 16-1 free throw shot discrepancy.
Well, part of that too, as we mentioned though, is the aggressiveness of the Eagles versus the fast break approach of Pella, not really allowing Pella the opportunity to draw many fouls.
And Franzman misses both free throws. Schulte rebounds. Pella attacks with Trado. Out to Kurnt, now Schulte at the 10-foot volleyball line, and Trado will set up the offense. They go high for McGuire, who's double-teamed. Barnes back to Jack, threw it over his head, out of bounds, turnover Pella.
Yeah, Jack wasn't expecting that pass from Barnes, and ball ends up into the Pella bench there. So good defense by the Eagles, but again, they got to find a way to pay it off on the offensive end of the floor.
10-point Pella lead, 31-21 with 4:47 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Wheelard goes right side to Flegel. They're trying to get Franzman down low. Sprunk from the free throw line, kicks into the corner. Wheelard for 3. Boom! Garrett Wheelard's first points of the night, and Pella Christian back within a touchdown, 31-24 Dutch.
Yeah, great defense there by Flegel, but even better move by McGuire to get to the basket on the other end.
Reverse layup for Jumpin' Jack, and Pella's lead is 33-24. Inside, Branderhorst, it hangs on the front of the rim and drops in, so Deacon answers the McGuire bucket. Kurnt drives baseline left as Pella moves from right to left on your radio dial on 92.1 FM, KRLS, Knoxville. Pella, Newton. 3-ball, Schulte, too strong, no good. Rebound battled for and controlled by Wheelard. He's got 4, and the attack all the way to the rim. Euro step, can't finish. Austin Schulte rebounds. Pella has numbers, but throws it away. Branderhorst was the only Pella Christian defender back with 3 Pella players and swiped it.
Yeah, great job by Deacon there, and a tough defensive situation to come away and give Pella Christian an extra possession and not allow them to go back down by 9.
33-26, Pella leads. 3:24 to go in the game. Jump shot, Flagel, swish from 17 feet. Gilbert, he saw he was open, and he knocked it down. And we've got a 5-point game. And now we've got a 7-point game as Trado attacks and scores. And Derek Schulte wants a Pella Motors timeout. Let's run through the boys' games at half on the Marion County Bank radio scoreboard.
Let's do it. So Pella currently leads Pella Christian 35-28. They just changed the scoreboard on me. Knoxville at halftime leads Eddyville Blacksburg Fremont 40-13. Indianola leads Dallas Center Grimes 30-28. Newton trails Oskaloosa 29-17 in the shocker of the night thus far. And here's another game for you at the half. Ohio State versus Texas in the, I think it's the Sugar Bowl.
Doesn't matter, the semifinals.
Semifinals in college football playoffs. Ohio State 14, Texas 7 at the break there.
Earlier tonight on the Marion County Bank radio scoreboard, girls games, Pella beat PC 54-33. DCG over Indianola 55-31. Newton beat Oski 36-29. And Eddyville Blacksburg Fremont over Knoxville 69-23. Pleasantville also a winner earlier tonight.
Well, also a Pingles Home Store Instant Radio update here. Oski 46, Newton 31 at the end of the third. So
that is a stunner.
I mean, unbelievable. Great game for the Oski boys.
Here's a steal by Pella, the 9th Pella Christian turnover, and a layup opportunity for Trado is no good. Branderhorst trying to get back and draw a charge, was a little too late getting to the spot, and he commits his second foul to send Trado to the line.
Coming back just to complete our Marion County Bank radio scoreboard, Pleasantville defeated I-35 57-23. Joel Johnson setting the school record for points in a single game with 40 tonight.
Marion County's financial leader is Marion County Bank. With offices in Pella, Knoxville, and Melcher, Dallas, they're serving you and building community across the county. Trado made the free throw. It's 36-28 Pella. And one more coming with 2:53 to go here in the third quarter. And they're both good.
Had a hard time getting a thought there with all the screaming. It's very high-pitched.
Very high-capacity crowd tonight here on Eagle Lane. Full house for Tulip City Showdown Round 1. Lob inside to Franzman, who's triple-teamed and battles his way through 3 black-shirted Pella defenders and scores.
Yeah, it did not matter how many guys they threw at him. Franzman just too big down there.
And then a spin drive and missed shot by Schulte, rebound by Wheelard, and they get it inside to Franzman again, and he draws a foul. Think they got McGuire. Nope, it's going on Griffin Simpson, his third, and as Landon Franzman heads to the line for his 7th and 8th free throw attempts of the night. We give you a game reset wired by Centerpoint Electric. 2:20 to go, third quarter. 37-31 Pella's. Franzman makes the first. They've got 2, I've got 3 Pella fouls. It should be 3 Pella fouls, 1 on Pella Christian, and the arrow is with Pella. That's a game reset wired by Centerpoint Electric, where they're wired for excellence. Franzman makes both. He's 5 of 8 at the line, and the Eagles are down just 5 with 2:15 to go in the third quarter.
As the Eagle fans rise to their feet, loving the effort of these boys right now, as they've got Pella on the ropes. I mean, this is what you live for right here, is this type of game.
Pingles Home Store Instant Radio update at the end of the third quarter. Knoxville 55, Eddyville Blacksburg Fremont 17. Dutch with Mullins with the ball. Onto the baseline, McGuire. Top of the key, 3-ball Simpson. Can't quiet the PC crowd, no good. Rebound is controlled by Hoekstra, who lays it in. Lucky bounce for Pella, as it looked like Franzman was going to come away with it, but he couldn't control it, and then Hoekstra cleans up the trash.
Yeah, and just the 4th offensive rebound for Pella on the night is a big one.
39-32 Dutch. Near steal by Simpson. Franzman triple teamed again. Out to Branderhorst for 3. Boom! Deacon Branderhorst has brought the Pella Christian crowd to its feet. Harry Mullins on the other end. raining threes.
Man, what a game, Trevor. I mean, these are two teams, they're battling hard. This is just great energy in this gym, and back and forth we go.
42-35 Pella. A couple of more raise the roof moments of the game brought to you by Randall Roofing. When the moment arises and it's time for a new roof, think Randall Roofing. Block shot Pella. McGuire the rebound. Dutch on the other end. Trado to Simpson for three. No good. Wheelard has his 6th rebound of the game, and a whistle and a foul on Pella is called on Griffin Simpson.
Yeah, just a silly foul there. It was unnecessary. He's getting a breather, so maybe that's why he committed the foul. He wanted to go catch his breath, but that's his 4th foul.
It's the team's 4th, so Pella has to be a little careful in these final 47 seconds of the quarter, leading 42-35 because PC would be in the bonus again.
Yeah, and one of the things that you'll notice here in the last 2 possessions here that I feel like has happened is, we talked about it, they were going back and forth, they're trading buckets, it's high energy, high intensity. The last 2 possessions, I think the players on the floor maybe got caught up in that a little bit. We gotta be a little bit more patient.
Our first Ben Van Weingarten sighting of the night. Now Wyatt Snyder on the drive, may have been blocked, but he was fouled by David Garner on the shot. So free throws coming for Pella Christian again. 2 shots for Wyatt Snyder, who has played very limited action in tonight's game, trying to get on the scoreboard for the first time. 42-35 Pella. In case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic. Pella led 21-9 at the end of the first quarter with a 21-4 finish to the quarter. Pella Christian outscored the Dutch 10-5 in the second quarter. And Snyder, after missing the first, makes the second free throw. Here in the third, it is 17-16 in favor of Pella Christian. Add that all up, 42-36 Dutch, in case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic.
They're the veterinarians.
Yeah, and a delay of game warning here results in the stoppage as Cooper Sprunk knocked the ball away after the free throw went through the basket.
All right, last shot opportunity for Pella. Mullins dribbling it up, and then his pass out to Colin Kern was tipped out of bounds by Snyder. And it remains Pella ball with 21 seconds, shot clock off, third quarter, Dutch lead by 6.
Yeah, and I don't think that was an advised play by Mullins. I think he got going way too fast there.
Oh, lob in is underthrown and picked off by Trey Steinkamp. So Pella Christian has it. Snyder, jump shot, no. That may have been ill-advised with a ton of time left on the clock, and Garner gets the rebound. Pella pushes with Current, and nobody's interested in holding for the final shot. We're just going back and forth at a breakneck pace. Current got fouled. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, foul going on Wyatt Snyder there. And again, as you mentioned, I mean, this is one of those situations. Both teams, this is a 6-point game right now.
Yep.
If you're Pella Christian, you don't need to go score those 2 points right this second right now, because now you've given Pella the chance to go get these free throws. Now
especially a 15-foot contested jump shot.
Yeah.
You got to have just a little better understanding of the game situation in that moment.
Right, and then for Pella on these last 2 possessions, after a 1-for-2 trip there at the line.
Here comes Flagel, Steinkamp, 2 seconds, 1, Steinkamp at the horn. Oh, just off the mark. And at the end of the third quarter, it is Pella 43, Pella Christian 36. 8 minutes remaining here on Eagle Lane, back inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth.
Hi, this is Allie, owner of Thistle's Flower Market. Whether you're planning a wedding, hosting an event, or looking to brighten someone's day, let us help you make it unforgettable. From stunning wedding florals to everyday gift deliveries, we're here to bring joy and beauty to your special moments. Located in downtown Pella, Thistle's has been serving our community for almost 40 years. Thistle's Flower Market, making every moment unforgettable.
Attention Community First Credit Union members. Did you know you have an opportunity to earn extra money by referring friends, family, or neighbors to become a C-First member and open a checking account with us? If they open the account with qualifying activity, you both will see the green. And it's easy to make a referral with just a few simple steps via text from our mobile app. Call, stop in, or visit c1stcu.com for more details. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by the NCUA.
Welcome back inside of the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth. 8 minutes on the clock. It is Pella 43, Pella Christian 36.
What a game, Trevor.
This has been fun. I mean, it's been electric. It's been a great atmosphere as expected. And Braden Trado has it for Pella to start the fourth quarter. Kicks it back out to David Garner. Drives into a double team. His pass is tipped, but into the hands of Current. And now they'll set it up on a drive by Warner. Now Garner underneath. Reverse layup is good for David Garner. And Pella back to a 9-point lead with 7:31 to go.
Yeah, great job by Pella there, taking advantage of Pella Christian. Again, got stuck too much rotating on defense there and found themselves out of position in the overall scheme of the possession.
Here's Flagel, got defenders in the air and dumped it down to Franzman. Terrific heady play from Flagel to get Franzman about the easiest bucket you can find.
Yeah, and he hasn't gotten many easy ones tonight, but that one, definitely an easy bucket.
We do have a Pingles Home Store Instant Radio update end of the third quarter. DCG leads Indianola 48-40. Trado down the middle of the lane got it stripped, but fouled by Branderhorst, his third.
Yeah, tough one there for Pella Christian. It felt like a pretty good defensive possession there to that point. Unfortunately, not able to finish it off by getting stopped there to allow yourself to cut this lead down from 7.
Braden Trado shooting 2. First free throw good. All of our games that are on the air are at the end of the third quarter on the Marion County Bank radio scoreboard. Why don't you run them down, T-Crab?
Yeah, Pella Christian 36, Pella 43 was the score. Now it's 46-38.
Second free throw no good. Flagel and Garner battling for the rebound, and Garner gets it and then steps out of bounds.
So a good position there for the Eagles, and then Knoxville led Eddyville Blacksburg Fremont 55-17 at the end of the third. Indianola trailed DCG 48-40, and Newton trailed Oski 46-31.
That's the Marion County Bank radio scoreboard. Boys games all end of the third quarter.
Pingles Home Store Instant Radio update. 75 Knoxville, 24 Eddyville Blacksburg Fremont. That's the final score.
Knoxville starting the night one of 23 undefeated teams in the state of Iowa in boys basketball, ranked 6th in the state in Class 3A. Here's a drive and a tough shot. Branderhorst got his own rebound sitting on the floor, missed the putback, and then Franzman, the putback, and the foul, and one.
I mean, let's first talk about the offensive as much action's been on the floor. How on earth
literally
did
on the floor
grab the ball on the floor? Then he put the shot up and was able to get it to Landon Franzman for a chance at second chance at the give him a chance for the 2-point bucket. Unfortunately, unable to capitalize on the free throw, but down to a 6-point game.
This is a story, though, Tyler. It's a 6-point game, and Pella Christian is 12 of 22 at the free throw line. They have missed 10 free throws in a 6-point game. McGuire drives inside, stops, spins, fades, and scores.
Tough look for McGuire there. Just goes up over Sprunk.
Pella 48, Pella Christian 40. 6 minutes to go in round 1 of the Tulip City Showdown here on Eagle Lane at Pella Christian High School. Trevor Castle, Tyler Crabb with you. Lob inside, Franzman through a double team and scores. When you can catch it that close to the bucket, it is awfully hard to stop.
Yeah, Franzman is just so aggressive around the rim. Makes him such a difficult guard.
48-42, Dutch by 6. Pella spreading it out against this 2-3 Eagle defense. Current, top of the key, Trado. Right side, McGuire. Step through a defender. Not called for the travel. Ball loose on the floor. Luckily for Pella, out of bounds off of Sprunk. And it'll stay Pella ball left side of the floor, up by 6.
And I think it was a good hand by Steinkamp there to knock the ball loose originally to kind of help slow that Pella offense down just a little bit.
48-42 Dutch, 5:19 to go, third quarter. Schulte for 3. Pardon me, fourth quarter action as Schulte misses the three-pointer and Cooper Sprunk grabs his game-high 7th rebound. And Marv Van Wyk wants a Pella Motors timeout with 5:07 to go in the game. We'll take it as well. At Pella Motors, you'll drive away happy. That's the Pella Motors guarantee. 48-42 Pella, live inside the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth.
Vanderlinden Services is your trusted family-owned plumbing and HVAC business. I'm Austin Vanderlinden. Our team has years of experience and commitment to treating every customer like family, and our trusted technicians take pride in their work. Plus, we offer the best in York HVAC residential and commercial systems. Call me today for reliable, friendly service that you can trust. Vanderlinden Services, the best for the job.
It seems like everything today charges via USB. How many of your receptacles have USB ports? Sure, they make adapters, and you probably have a couple dozen laying around. But wouldn't it be easier to just plug it straight into a wall receptacle? At Centerpoint Electric, we're here to help with any electrical problem you have, big or small. Let us install USB receptacles throughout your house so you can ditch the adapters and charge with ease. Check us out online at centerpoint-electric.com. We're for excellence.
Welcome back inside of the Pella Real Estate Services radio broadcast booth, coming out of the Pella Motors timeout. Dutch lead 48-42. Pella Christian has the ball down 6. Tried to cut it to 3 with a Wheeler 3 that's no good. Pella comes out of there with a rebound by Colin Kern. 3-on-1. Schulte fouled by Wheeler. He'll shoot 2.
Yeah, and Wheeler got a decent look at that 3, but I have to imagine that when Coach Van Wyk called the timeout, it wasn't to draw up a three-pointer that went up in 4 seconds after the inbound.
Schulte makes the first free throw. Well, who's always open is presented by Anytime Fitness. Wheelard was open there. This has been a close game for a lot of this second half, Tyler, and you wonder, if one of these teams can knock down 2 or 3 three-point buckets here in this fourth quarter, might be the difference in the game, or maybe the difference for PC is Landon Franzman as he gets another point-blank layup. He has 8 in the quarter, 17 in the game.
Yeah, Landon Franzman, as we mentioned it, he is just such a big part of what this Pella Christian team wants to do.
And now McGuire on a drive, and he is fouled by Sprunk. And so 2 shots coming for Jack McGuire. Who's always open, presented by Anytime Fitness, the 24/7 gym that fits your lifestyle. Your fitness, your way, Anytime Fitness.
Yeah, and if you're Pella Christian too, you're thankful that foul goes on Cooper there, just his first. Flagel also with 0 there, would have been his first, but Gilbert has kind of been that guy responsible for guarding the other team's best player this year.
McGuire's first free throw is good. Foul trouble for Pella. Griffin Simpson 4, Braden Trado 3. For Pella Christian, Deacon Branderhorst 3. Second free throw coming for McGuire with Pella leading 50-44. Doesn't get the roll on that one, and Franzman collects the rebound. Landon Franzman has been a monster here in the fourth quarter for Pella Christian. Let's see if they can find him down low again. Now he's got it up high, looking for a flashing Sprunk. Wheeler for 3, too strong, no good, rebound out of bounds. Garrett has got 2 wide open looks here in the last minute, hasn't been able to connect.
Yeah, and just unfortunate for the Eagles too. I mean, those would be huge shots if he could knock those down, but just hasn't been able to get them to go.
And that's what I was talking about. Who's always open, presented by Anytime Fitness. You get an open look, you got to be able to pay some off. Pella Christian almost forced a turnover. Now Pella trying to push the pace a little bit. PC gets back on defense, and Derek Schulte calls a Pella Motors timeout.
Yeah, things got a little sloppy there for his squad. Probably a good timeout there to just get the guys settled down here a little bit against the pressure of this Eagles team.
It is 50-44 Pella. Again, a Pella Motors timeout. It is a full timeout, but we'll keep it here. Again, a little reset of what's happened so far tonight. In the girls' game earlier this evening, Pella won 54-33. Understand another great turnout for the Dollars for Scholars dinner, which happened before the game and throughout the early part of the girls' game. They also kind of passed the hat, so to speak, raising money for Dollars for Scholars, who announced at halftime of the girls' game, they have provided over $1 million in scholarships in their 25 years to Pella and Pella Christian students, raising more money tonight. At halftime, Marion County Bank, the Marion County Bank shootout, they donated, I think they've got rid of the word shootout, maybe because but it's like buckets for dollars or something like that. Anyway, they are going to donate more than $5,000 to the two schools combined because of the effort. We did have one half-court make for $1,000 tonight by Lake Cowman of Pella. So again, big thanks to Marion County Bank for what they do for our entire community, but during each and every Pella and Pella Christian game. And the main event, the boys game, 50-44 Pella with 3:59 to go.
Yeah, we talk about the great games, a lot of great things going on as well beyond just the games.
McGuire misses a turnaround shot. Landon Franzman grabs the rebound. Pella Christian ball down by 6 with 3:49 to go in the ball game. Right side for Flagel. Franzman sets a screen and now rolls his way down on McGuire. Kick out to Sprunk. 18 to shoot with 3:35 to go in the fourth quarter. Try to back cut to Flagel, but Tegan Hoekstra stepped right in front of it, stole it away, and then Franzman knocked it away, and Sprunk picks it up on the other end. And then it's stolen by McGuire. He goes in, misses the layup, fouled by Cooper Sprunk. That was an ugly 10 seconds, and it results in Pella shooting 2 free throws.
Yeah, one thing we talked about a lot about Franzman's play around the basket. One thing I would really love to see him do is he caught the ball twice there at the top of the key and never once looked to go make a play. Against Grandview Christian right before the break, he knocked down 2 threes from that exact same spot against Emiliano Brontes, one of the best post players in the state. We'd love to see Landon look to be more aggressive there at the top of the key, see if he can knock down that shot.
2 free throws for McGuire. He split a pair a moment ago, and he makes the first there. Game reset, wired by Center Point Electric. 4 Eagle fouls, so now it's bonus rest of the way for Pella. We've kind of flipped the script from the first 3 quarters, just 1 on Pella. Possession arrow is with Pella Christian, and with 3:23 to go, it's 51-44 Pella on a game reset wired by Center Point Electric, where they're wired for excellence.
Well, Trevor, we talked about Pella Christian's missed opportunities. Pella has gotten the free throw opportunities here, but that right there is their first 2-for-2 trip to the line, so they're now just 5 of 8 in the quarter.
And they lead by 10 all of a sudden. It's a double-digit lead for the Dutch, 54-44. Branderhorst, he'll launch a 3 and connect. Deacon Branderhorst for 3, and a quick timeout by Marv Van Wyk, a Pella Motors 30-second timeout.
They won't go away, Trevor. They're not going to go away tonight.
They actually, and my mistake, but I was going off the scoreboard. It had 54-44. It was actually only 52-44. The three-pointer makes it 52-47. So I incorrectly called it a 10-point game when it was 8. It's now 5, and we still got a lot of basketball here to go on Eagle Lane.
Pella Christian will not go away in this game. They just continue to battle. I mean, we talk about it. There was, I mean, you talk about that first quarter. It was a 12-point game, and it looked like Pella was firing on all cylinders, and they were going to run away and hide early. And Pella Christian, just little by little. It hasn't come necessarily in bunches, but they just continue to chip away at that lead little by little. We'll see if they can't get another stop here defensively and cut into this lead a little bit more.
3:08 to go in the game. Pella leads 52-47, and McGuire will inbound to Trado, Kern, Schulte, and Barnes also on the floor. It's the starting 5 for both teams in crunch time, and free throws coming for the Dutch as Cooper Sprunk knocks over Braden Trado, and it's bonus situation for the final 3 minutes for Pella.
Yeah, Cooper had the right idea. They were trying to quickly get up there and trap and force Trado into the turnover. Cooper just got a little overzealous, and ran between the guard and the tackle a little too quickly.
And generally speaking, Trado, the guy you don't want to send to the free throw line, he's better than 70% on the season. And when Pella gets into those late game situations, when they know the other team is fouling, it's Trado with his ball in his hands.
Yep, so Trey Steinkamp and Wyatt Snyder check back in for Sprunk. And Wheelard here, a little offense for defense.
And Cooper's got to be a little careful. He's picked up 3 fouls in this quarter alone.
Yeah,
after none through the first 3.
Well, Wheelard, he's got 4 for Pella Christian, so Trado going 2 of 2 at the line there.
Pella's now making some hay at the stripe, and their lead is 7 rather. 54-47 Dutch. Eagle ball. Flagel thought about the 3, drives on Barnes, spins on Barnes, kicks it back out to Steinkamp. He'll attack against Schulte. Kick out. Flagel catch and shoot 3. Too strong. High rebound. Battled for and won by Trado and the Dutch. Pella with a 7-point lead, trying to add to it with 2:32 to go. McGuire, Euro step, scores. Jack McGuire has 7 in the quarter, 17 in the game, and Pella back to a 9-point lead, 56-47.
Yeah, and that was good defense by Snyder. Unfortunately, just not quite enough.
And now Pella Christian, bit of an urgent situation presented by Pella Regional Health Center. Steinkamp, floater won't go, and McGuire the rebound. It's getting a little dicey, Tyler, down by 9, and Pella has the ball trying to salt this away.
Yeah, Pella Christian just hasn't been able to connect on the offensive end, which has hurt them as they're trying to make this comeback effort.
Our urgent situation presented by Pella Regional Health Center. Oh, Schulte misses as easy of a layup as you'll find, and it's rebounded by Landon Franzman. If you need urgent health care today, be seen today at Pella Regional's walk-in clinics in Pella, Knoxville, or Ottumwa. Visit PellaHealth.org for hours and wait times. Steinkamp throws it away.
Yeah, he was looking for Flagel down low.
Ugh. I don't know about Dagger, but down 9 with 1:26 to go. It is getting very, very sweaty if you're an Eagle fan.
Yeah, and at this point, I mentioned it a minute ago, Franzman, again, a couple more catches at the top of the key. Defense sagging off of him, and he just never looks at the rim. And it's like, he was 2 of 2 again against Grandview Christian.
There's a tip and a steal by Wheelard, and then the pass ahead is knocked out of bounds by Barnes to prevent the run-out layup from Branderhorst. 1:12 to go, 56-47. Pella leads, in case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic. Pella Christian jumped out to a 5-0 lead, but Pella has led ever since. They closed the first quarter with a 21-9 advantage, and Pella Christian's not been able to quite get back in the lead. Right now, 56-47, missed shot, rebound, Franzman, put back, yes. And it's now a 7-point game, in case you missed it, presented by Tri-County Veterinary Clinic.
They're the veterinarians.
And Pella will take the air out of the ball. The Eagles are almost forced to foul here. And it's Wyatt Snyder who commits the foul, his 3rd. And it's Jack McGuire going to the line, trying to add to a 17-point night. Been a complete flip of the first 3 quarters, Tyler, where Pella Christian basically made its living at the free throw line. These will be number 11 and 12 for the Dutch in the 4th quarter alone.
And the one thing you saw switch for Pella was they played a little more methodically and played with a purpose to get to the free throw line. As we do have a Pingles Home Store Instant Radio update, DCG defeats Indianola 76-61.
Those are the next 2 Little Hawkeye Conference opponents for these teams. Pella Christian gets DCG Tuesday. Pella gets Indianola Tuesday, both on the road. And for the Eagles, as we look at the road ahead, presented by Integrity Comfort Solutions, they'll have a pit stop in Knoxville on Monday night between games.
Pingles Home Store Instant Radio update. The shocker is complete. Oski 55, Newton 45.
That is surprising. Franzman inside, fouled by McGuire. And Landon Franzman will go to the line. There's been a lot of free throw shots tonight. 38 seconds remaining, 58-49. Dutch lead, 38 seconds to go.
So by my count, this is 23 and 24 on the night for Pella Christian.
Yes, sir. Franzman, first one, short, no good. They're only 12 of 23. I mean, you're not going to make them all, so that's not the insinuation, but you look at it and you're down 9 and you've missed 11 free throws. I mean, you do the math. Franzman makes the second one, makes it an 8-point game, 58-50. Pella ball, Trado has it. Eagles are going to certainly have to foul here quickly if they can't get a steal. Sprunk and Branderhorst hounding Trado, who gets fouled. Marv Van Wyk begging for a travel, as is the entirety of the Pella Christian bench. They don't get it. It's a foul on Cooper Sprunk, which is his 4th, and it sends Trado to the line.
Yeah, and unfortunate there for the Eagles. Like you said, they wanted the travel. They're not going to get it. They're obviously great job by Trado.
And he makes the first free throw. And again, this is the guy they want at the free throw line in clutch time.
And Pella Christian here with a little bit of a different lineup. No point guard out there.
Well, they got to find some deep shots here in a hurry.
Yeah, this is just not a lineup they've run this year.
Both free throws good for Trado. He's 5 of 6 in the quarter, 7 of 8 for the game. Pella leads 59-50. Snyder on the inbounds. Gets it to Branderhorst, deep 3, boom! Deacon Branderhorst, and an immediate Pella Motors timeout for Marv Van Wyk. At Pella Motors, you'll drive away happy. That's the Pella Motors guarantee. It is now 59-53 Pella. And Tyler, while we have a moment, just a big thank you to everybody that's participated or been a part of this night in whatever way. The fans who have packed the building, those that donated for Dollars for Scholars, everybody that participated in the Marion County Bank halftime situation. Of course, the players and coaches for giving it everything they had on the floor tonight. And so glad for everybody that's listening here on 92.1 KRLS, watching on the Pella Christian YouTube channel. This is truly a community event, and in whatever way you're consuming and participating in this, thanks for being a part of one of our favorite nights of the year.
And just to add to your point there, whatever side you're rooting for, whether or not your team wins or loses the game, the girls' game, the boys' game, regardless, this event, just the entire night, you talk about Dollars for Scholars, you talk about the halftime festivities that take place on the court, you talk about the games that are being played, the community aspect of this, with the fans showing up, packing out. I don't see a single bleacher seat open here tonight. I mean, just kudos to everyone that, you know, comes out, supports their teams, and has a great night, win or lose. By the way, too, while I'm thinking about it, I had a chance to talk to him a little bit earlier, but 2 of our sponsors and coaches here at Pella Christian celebrating birthdays, Mike Bukite and Matt Menninga. Happy birthday, Matt and Mike.
What a great night. I mean, look, what a birthday party the community's thrown for them this evening.
Exactly, right? Trado fouled again. He's going to go to the line for Pella here.
Oh, you love these when you're a guy like Braden Trado. I mean, just absolutely stat padding late in the game.
Oh, yeah. Definitely helps the old numbers if you convert, I should say.
And he's done that tonight. 7 of 8 at the free throw line. And I'm not even worried that I'm going to jinx him. He's that good of a free throw shooter, makes the first, and Pella has a 61-53 lead. This one's in the books. It's just a matter of the final margin at this point. I suppose there's always the Reggie Miller 10 points in 7 seconds or whatever.
Tracy McGrady 13 and 31.
I don't see that happening as Trado makes the second free throw. Inbound to Wheelard. He'll pick it up at three-quarter court. Go attack up the floor. Got it knocked out of his hands, and then he puts it up and in. And one. Just throw it at the rim and see what you can get, and Wheelard gets it to go.
Yeah, Wheelard and the Eagles, they're going to keep fighting until the last
Well, no
buzzer.
more free throws for Trado. He's fouled out of the game as he sends Wheelard to the free throw line looking for his 6th point of the night. 62-55. Pella leads by 7.
The Eagles trying to figure out who's in, who's out.
Trado will finish the night with 11 points. 9 of them on 10 free throw attempts.
As I say, most of those had to come at the free throw line, it felt like.
Wheelard misses. Rebound Hoekstra. That's a team high and tied for a game high 7 rebounds. Cooper Sprunk has 7 for the Eagles.
Landon doesn't have 7?
He's got 6.
Really? I would not have guessed that. I felt like he had a lot more rebounds, but I'm not questioning your numbers. It's just he felt like he was on the glass more than that.
Well, he was laying them up. That's what you're remembering. At 20 points. Hoekstra got robbed. That thing hit every inch of that rim and most of the net before popping out no good. One more coming from Hoekstra as the Dutch lead 62-55. And he knocks that one down.
And he comes off the floor too here.
Pella with 18 free throw attempts in the fourth quarter. Wheelard with 7 seconds to go gets it knocked out of his hands.
And he's trying to find Wyatt Snyder.
One more chance for Pella Christian, down by 8. Lob it inside. Franzman will get fouled. Jack McGuire, Austin Schulte, they're playing until the absolute final second of this game. There was a foul on one or the other. I think it was Jack. 5.6 seconds to go. Let's see, the call is on McGuire. And it's Franzman to the free throw line.
And I'm not questioning playing to the final whistle there, but if you're Pella at this point, why?
Yeah, just let him lay it up.
Like,
you don't even have to inbound essentially after that.
Yeah, you're up 7. You don't need to. There's no need to foul there. Just let him get the shot up. I mean, Pella Christian took advantage of that little rule you just broke out right there 2 years ago in the win against West Burlington. They didn't inbound. They let West Branch score the 2 and then didn't have to inbound after that.
Now, Pella Christian does have a timeout left. They could have used it, but Franzman misses the first free throw and the second, and then the rebound bounced out of bounds to the Dutch. So that should do it, with Pella leading 63-55 and 3.3 seconds remaining. Current inbounds to McGuire, and it was an entertaining Tulip City Showdown Round 1 Boys Edition, and Pella comes out with the win. Final score, Dutch 63, Eagles 55. Postgame coming up next here on 92.1 KRLS and the Pella Christian YouTube channel.
Did you know that the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays can be a dangerous time of year for dogs?
This is Dr. Glenda Van Wyk at Van Wyk Veterinary Clinic. If your dog is vomiting, in pain, and or lethargic, these could be signs of pancreatitis. To avoid pancreatitis, always feed your dog a balanced diet and avoid high-fat foods like table scraps.
If your dog shows any of these signs, call Van Wyk Veterinary Clinic for treatment options right away.
Protect your pet's health at Van Wyk Veterinary Clinic.
Quality, compassion, family.
The staff at Pella Real Estate Services would like to say thank you to all the area residents who have supported our growing business.
We're now so much more than just Mike and Sarah Bouquet and feel honored to be of service to this great community and surrounding areas.
We want to wish everyone and their families a truly hope-filled new year.
Call any member of our team at 628-1BUY and ask how we can assist you this new year.
That's 628-1BUY for Pella Real Estate Services.
Drop the kids off at school, hurry to the meeting, run afternoon errands, return to school, and then back home. Your days are way too busy to have to worry about your tires. So look to Bridgestone and Firestone for tires that can help keep you on the go. With innovative Bridgestone or durable, dependable Firestone tires on your car, truck, SUV, or minivan, you'll get through your day with confidence. And then maybe even enjoy a little me time. Bridgestone and Firestone tires. Available at
Midtown Tire and Pella. Stop by and see us today for a free estimate at Midtown Tire and Pella.
Hi, this is Levi Spain with Spain Painting in Pella. I've spent the last 5 years painting the exterior of homes and businesses around town, and I get asked all the time if I can paint the inside too. As we've grown our team and built our capacity, the answer is now yes. We now offer interior and exterior painting as well as garage epoxy floors. Winter is the perfect time for those indoor projects, and our schedule is filling up. So if you'd like us to paint the interior of your home or apply an epoxy floor, get a hold of us today by visiting spain-painting.com.
You're listening to Pella and Pella Christian Basketball, powered by Bank Iowa on 92.1 FM, KRLS, Knoxville, Pella, Newton, and KRLS HD1, Knoxville, Pella, Newton. Earlier tonight, the Pella girls defeated Pella Christian 54-33, and in the nightcap, Pella defeats Pella Christian by a final score of 63-55. Trevor Castle, Tyler Crabb, post-game coverage here on Eagle Lane, and we'll start with tonight's final stats presented by the Verduff Agency, and we'll start with the victorious Dutch, who improved to 6-4 on the season, 3-1 in the Little Hawkeye Conference. Jack McGuire scored 19 points. Braden Trado had 11. Austin Schulte with 9. Tegan Hoekstra had 5, Harrison Mullins 3, and David Garner with 2. For Pella Christian, Landon Franzman with 20, Deacon Branderhorst with 16, Gilbert Flagel with 7, 6 for Cooper Sprunk, 5 for Garrett Wheelard, 1 for Wyatt Snyder. Pella out-rebounded Pella Christian by the slimmest of margins, 27-26. Turnovers were basically even as well, 13 for Pella, 11 for Pella Christian. And now let's turn it over to Tyler Crabb. What do you have from the shot department tonight, Tyler?
Well, I've got two teams that were pretty even across the board, I would say, in this contest here. When you look at the shooting numbers, really about the only difference that I've got is the three-point battle there. I don't have the actual percentages. There's some I
just
can tell
fire
you right
the
off
numbers,
top.
yep.
But field goals for Pella Christian, they were 18 of 39 from the field there. And an interesting note, of the 18 of 39, 13 of 26 in the second half there, so much better second half for the Eagles offensively. Also for the Eagles, they were 4 of 11 behind the three-point line. All 4 of those threes coming in the second half of that game. They were in a game where you lose by 8, as you mentioned, 13 of 27 at the free throw line. That one's going to come back to bite there, and I will mention even further why here in a moment. 2 points off a turnover by my count, 2 second chance points, 4 offensive rebounds for the Eagles. Now going to Pella, 20 of 40 is what I had them from the field in this contest. So a good 50% there from the Dutch. 6 of 19 from three-point range. One thing I think that changed for the Dutch in that fourth quarter, 0 of 1. They only took 1 3. Before that point, they were 6 of 18 from three-point range. So maybe higher percentage of shots. I mentioned the free throws hurting for Pella Christian. Pella made the most of their trips to the free throw line. 17 of 23 is what I had them down for. I think we lined up on that one as well.
And so let me just jump in quick. Again, there's lots of things, but in an 8-point game, Pella missed 6 free throws. Pella Christian missed 14 free throws.
Yep.
There's 8 points right there.
Exactly.
And again, so it's lots of little things. You can add, a couple more field goals, a couple extra threes, a few extra, and that's how you end up in an 8-point game.
Well, think of this too. 17 of 23 for Pella from the free throw line. 14 of 18 in the fourth quarter.
Right. They salted it away. They put it away when they had a chance to put it away.
Well, the thing I look at that too, though, is it's like Pella Christian. We talk about 13 of 27. They were 1 of 6 in that fourth quarter. So you look overall, 12 of 21 going into the fourth quarter there for Pella Christian. Pella in the fourth quarter, 14 of 18. You don't commit quite as many fouls in that fourth quarter. You just never know how that game plays out. Continuing on with the stats, 6 points off of turnovers for Pella, 4 second chance points for Pella, and 5 offensive boards for the Dutch.
All right, that is our final stats presented by the Verduff Agency. Let Chad, Lance, or Larry examine your stats and customize an insurance plan for you at the Verduff Agency, providing complete courteous service to the Pella area for nearly 100 years. Let's take a look at our McCall Monument monumental play and player of the game. And I want to go back to that stretch in the third quarter where it really felt, back and forth. We had a bombs away 3 from Branderhorst, and then Pella answered with a Mullins three-pointer. I mean, that was as exciting as this gym got. Not the difference in the game, but I just thought that little moment there kind of encapsulated what this evening was all about.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go to a different route just so we're not copying here, but I would agree that was a huge moment in the game, and it was an electric moment in this gym. Awesome moment. If I'm going to go to the play of the game, and unfortunately it's going to be a negative play here, I thought that where this game kind of changed was, I think it was about the 3-minute mark of the fourth quarter there. Marvin Van White called a timeout, if you'll remember, after they got a turnover from Pella.
Down 6.
They inbound, I think it was Garrett Wheeler, inbounded the ball to Cooper Sprunk, right back to Wheeler. Quick trigger three, miss. Pella 3-on-1, results in a transition bucket. A Pella Christian turnover. Pella goes down and gets the foul, knocks down both free throws. 6-point game turns into, or 5-point game turns into 9 at that point. And it's like, that was a critical moment in that game where Pella Christian had the momentum. They got it down to 5, chance to make it 3, maybe 2 points at that time. Instead, quick trigger threes off the mark. Pella goes down, takes advantage, and really felt like that was kind of where the run for Pella Christian ended in this one.
Our players of the game, Pella Christian's Landon Franzman, 20 points and 6 rebounds. He had 15 of his points in the second half, and he had 11 of them in the fourth quarter. For Pella, Jack McGuire, 19 points, 4 rebounds. And that's our McCall Monument, monumental play and player of the game. When it's time to memorialize your loved one or pre-plan your own memorial, trust the area's leading monument designer and installer, McCall Monument, on Old Highway 163 West in Pella. Derek Schulte joins me in 30 seconds to talk the Pella perspective here inside of post-game coverage on Eagle Lane on KRLS.
Do you need urgent health care today? Then come to Pella Regional Walk-In Clinic and be seen today. We treat ear or sinus infections, minor injuries, cuts, scrapes, sprains and strains, allergic reactions, aches and pains, rashes or burns, and more. Just walk in to Pella Regional Medical Clinic in Pella, Ottumwa, or Knoxville and be seen for your urgent care needs. Visit PellaHealth.org for hours and wait times.
Welcome back to Pella Christian High School and our post-game coverage of Tulip City Showdown Round 1. It's our continuing coverage of Pella High basketball here on KRLS. This interview is powered by Hy-Vee with Derek Schulte, head coach of the Pella High boys. 63-55 victors over Pella Christian. Coach, thanks for coming up and chatting. Congratulations on the win in, maybe the best environment all year long. What'd you think of your team's performance and the way things went down tonight?
We got off to a great start, and exactly like we wanted to do. We were aggressive defensively, strung together stops, and moved it and got it going a little bit from the three-point line. But tonight was really about finishing in the paint, getting to the free throw line. Our start was exactly what we wanted. Obviously, that second quarter, give PC credit. We got out of rhythm. We got in foul trouble. They clawed back into it, and you just knew what it was going to be for this entire second half when you're in a rivalry game on the road. It wasn't the prettiest game, but we came in here with a mission to get the job done. And that's what we talked about. One mission, throw out the piece of where your game's at, throw out the last play. The one mission was to find a way to get a win here on the road and keep responding and moving forward from where we were at a week ago.
You fell behind 5-0 and then outscored Pella Christian 21-4 the remainder of the first half. I haven't seen all of your games, but I've seen most of them. That 4 or 5 minute stretch from like the 6-minute mark to the 1-minute mark of the first quarter was as good as I've seen your team play this year. What is going so well when you're clicking like that?
Well, it really does start on that defensive end, and we've got to continue to get that cleaned up, and our guys are working hard, and you can see some improvement taking place. But our ability to stop the ball, to really try to keep the basketball out of the paint dictates that. We were able to force some turnovers in that first half, and then we started playing at our pace. For most of the game after that run, I think we probably played at PC's pace, where they controlled that, and they were able to take advantage of their size inside and take advantage of some high-low pieces, and there was a number of fouls that slowed that game down. And so that's what we've got to learn from. How can we keep extending these stretches of good basketball to be longer? It's never going to be a perfect 32. Right. You watch any college game, high school game, it's never that way. But we can't just have one really good run. If we want to, where's the next one, right? How can we respond to get to that next one?
And not that you haven't had moments like that this season, but I'm sure from your perspective, it's kind of nice to see what it looks like when you're kind of humming at your best.
Exactly, and on the road in a tough environment. I think, while we've got a number of guys back from last year, it's a number of guys in new roles and new situations, and so to take all these on is really big for us early in the year. And what I told our guys is a week ago we were a little shaky. And what we learned about our team this week is, hey, step one, we responded the right way to adversity. Came into practice ready to work. Tuesday, go out and play an excellent game, 4 quarters against Oski. And tonight was one where in the game we had to figure out adversity. How do we stand up to their run and respond and make sure we get out of here with a W, and we did that.
We're talking with Derek Schulte of the Pella High boys basketball team. Dutch beat PC 63-55 on Friday night, and then as you mentioned, PC kind of got back into it, and it stayed in that single digit, like 6 to 10-ish most of the rest of the ball game, but they made a push at you late, and I thought you guys responded and closed this game well, especially from the free throw line. 14 of 18 in the fourth quarter from the free throw line. It's going to be tough to beat a team when they're just getting that many free points, and you guys converted tonight.
We've been shooting the free throws well all season long. Our percentage shows that, and I think sometimes that can look a little different when it gets to clutch time, right? And it was great to see multiple guys step up there, make key ones. And I thought, give Braden credit. Braden was in foul trouble. I don't think he had any points in the first half. Ends up in 9 for 10 from the free throw line. So once again, as a point guard, helping be a closer in a close game is so critical. Thought Colin got off to a great start, and then we just had balance again. I think maybe 4 guys, 9 or above, and so that is our style, where we're hoping to get 3-4 guys in double figures, and so we're starting to see glimpses. You can see we're still a work in progress. We're not there yet, but we made gains this week.
Is there anything that you didn't like tonight?
Well, I think it's a battle against a team like this in the paint. We gave up a number of shots right at the rim. We fouled too much defensively. We want to be physical without fouling. And then the last piece is we did a pretty good job, but just a few too many second chance points on the glass for them. And so mostly on that defensive end there, and then we know we got to continue to value the basketball better. The turnover numbers are too high. That's something we're just preaching each week.
All right, heading into more Little Hawkeye Conference action with a very difficult week next week. Indianola, DCG, 1 game at a time. Tuesday night at Indianola, a young club that, is learning. A lot of freshmen last year that are sophomores this year, so a young, talented team in Indianola. What do you think about that ball game coming up and a chance to keep a winning streak going?
Another opportunity on the road, and you said it, they're talented. They are younger, but they are talented, and they're dangerous in that way, and I think every night you see just a little bit different with them, but they've got guards that can play. They got some length. It'll be a great basketball game on Tuesday, as is every game in the Little Hawkeye Conference, and so as we get into this January and early February grind of almost every Tuesday, Friday conference action, these are the types of wins we need to find.
And then lastly for you, Coach, I think this is your 12th or 13th or whatever of these games for a lot of these kids. Some of them it's the first experience. What does a night mean like this to your program, and do you think to the community to put so many talented basketball players on display?
Well, we talk about it all the time that we're fortunate to be in a community that loves activities and loves basketball, and to play in a packed house with 2 good programs on a Friday night, it doesn't get much better than that, and there's not many places around the state that get to experience this type of atmosphere, and it's even sweeter when you can obviously find a way to get a road W. So that's a good basketball team. That's a team that continues to improve. They're well coached. We know the battle that it'll be next time we see them.
All right, hey, congratulations. Enjoy this victory, and we'll see you Tuesday in Indianola. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
That's Derek Schulte, head coach of the Pella High boys basketball team. Final score on Friday night on Eagle Lane, the Pella boys 63, Pella Christian 55. We'll continue with post-game coverage. We'll talk with Marv Van Wyk here in just a few moments. We'll take a look at the road ahead presented by Integrity Comfort Solutions, and we'll go in closing presented by Lighton State Bank. Pella 63, Pella Christian 55 here on KRLS and the Pella Christian YouTube channel.
McCall Monument is the most trusted monument company in Iowa. This is Reed. We have been here helping families get their perfect memorial for over 150 years.
This is Wyatt. We are the monument experts. We don't plan funerals and we don't sell caskets. We are craftsmen with a full-service shop and artists on staff.
I'm Lee. We have a standard here at McCall Monument. In all our years in business, we have never called on a grieving family, and we never will. In your family's time of need, our family is here for you.
Memories become treasure. McCall Monument.
Winter's here, and with it comes whiteout driving conditions and icy roads. Upgrade your tires and step up your savings with a stop at Raceway Tire and Exhaust. Raceway's auto experts have everything you need to keep your car in top driving shape for the weather to come. From Bridgestone Weather Grip tires to batteries to wiper blades and more, they've got what you need to get you on the go. So accelerate through winter with new Bridgestone Weather Grip tires. Stop into Raceway Tire and Exhaust today.
Raceway Tire and Exhaust. We got what you need to get you on the go.
This Christmas season, PellaMotors.com is spreading joy with deals that will light up your year. Right now, get $17,000 off a new Dodge Durango or take home a new Chevy Silverado with $16,000 off. Looking for a GMC? Save $10,000 on a new Sierra. And don't miss $9,000 off a new Ram Bighorn. PellaMotors.com wishes you peace, joy, and incredible savings this Christmas. And drive home with an amazing deal.
Welcome back to post-game coverage of Pella Christian High School basketball here against Pella High. And with our continuing coverage of Iowa High School athletics, we're joined now by head coach of the Pella Christian boys basketball team, Marv Van Wyk, following a hard-fought 63-55 loss against Pella tonight. Marv, let's just start off with general thoughts about the way your guys competed tonight against the Dutch.
I thought our guys were really ready to play tonight, and not to say we haven't been in pretty much all our games, but we were ready to go from the get-go. They weren't overhyped, but they weren't, they were in a good spot, and we got off to a good start, and then Pella went on a big run, and a lot of teams would wilt under that and just mail it in from that point, but our guys just continued to fight, continued to battle, and probably actually won on the scoreboard the rest of the game after that, as far as the lead goes. But I was just so proud of them. We're heartbroken to lose that game. We are just heartbroken because we playing like we talked about earlier in the year. We're never going to go into a game thinking that we don't have a chance to win and that we don't expect to win. And we expected to win this one. So it hurts. It hurts a lot. We put a lot into it, put a lot of effort into it. And the guys worked really hard, and I'm just proud of them for that.
And I don't want to harp on this too much, but, you talk about this contest. You're coming off of that game Tuesday night against Newton where things went really wrong really fast in that one, right? And it was disappointing from the team's standpoint of just the way that they came out in that game. And then you come out tonight, you have that really good start, 5-0 start, and then Pella goes on that big run, leads 21-9 at the end of the first quarter. The guys' determination to not have a repeat of a disappointing performance from Tuesday night. What can you say about just your appreciation for the guys' continued fight here against a talented Dutch squad?
Well, we focus every day in practice on competing, and the guys do a great job of that, of competing. And part of our scripture verse before the game tonight was iron sharpens iron, and I think our guys do a great job of that every day in practice. They're great friends, but they battle hard in practice. And I think it's going to keep showing up more and more in games where that competitiveness in practice is going to keep building us into a better team on game nights. And the difference between tonight and Tuesday night against Newton was I felt like we made so many mental errors Tuesday night, and you're always going to make some, and I get that. I'm not oblivious to the fact that nobody's perfect out here, but I felt like tonight we didn't have nearly as many mental breakdowns, and I thought that was a big step forward for us in a game where we were continuing to battle from behind, continuing to make, little runs. We'd make a little run and cut it. I don't know what it ended up getting the closest, but I know we were down 5 several times. And then it'd go back to 8 or 9 or even 10, and then we'd get it back down to 5 or so, and we just were continuing to battle, and I'm proud of them for that. Good things are going to happen for us when you play that way, and we're just going to continue to fight as a team.
And one thing I want to highlight on too here with you before we talk about any individual performances is I remember, and I won't be able to recite the numbers, I think, exactly verbatim, but if I'm remembering correctly against PCM before the break, you guys won a game where it was a struggle at the free throw line. You guys got to the line 14 times that night, and I think it was 2 of 14 in that game. Tonight, you get to the free throw line against Pella. I believe I got 27 times unofficially. You knocked down 13 of those shots. Obviously not what you want to have for a percentage at the end of the night, but you're continuing to see these guys attack the basket and draw fouls.
Yeah, we got in the bonus, 3 out of the 4 quarters, I think. And, you know, I think I told you at Christmas time, or maybe right after Christmas, that, you know, that was one of our, you know, key points for our offense to get better, was to be able to attack the lane and be strong with the ball and against physical pressure. And you know, I don't want to single out anybody, but Garrett Willard's come a long ways as our point guard, as far as being strong with the ball and being able to attack a defender physically with the ball, and he's doing a great job. And you know, if you don't have a good point guard that's, you know, able to get you into your offense, you know, you can have a lot of problems. So he's doing a good job of that, and that helps us a lot.
And I'm glad you highlighted Garrett Wheeler there. We're going to highlight some other individuals as well. We got to talk about the play of Landon Franzman. Coming into this year, we knew that Landon was going to be a contributor for this team. Us, from the outside perspective, maybe didn't quite understand the role he was 100% going to take on with this team. He's really turned into the go-to guy that this team can look for just by any moment in the game to be able to make a big play for this squad.
Landon's, you know, he's a guy that he never takes a play off on either end of the floor. Just never, you know, if you think some guys are out there pacing themselves so they don't get tired and stay in the game, and, you know, they're not tugging on their shirt or anything like that. Landon's a guy that he's going 100% all the time, and he's a good post-up guy. He's a good defender around the basket. He's an amazing rebounder that just goes and gets rebounds. You know, he is not a guy that's going to block a guy out under the basket and wait for the ball to drop into his hands. He's attacking the ball, and he's just huge for us around the basket. And we just need to continue to get better, building our team around him, but that's a great place to start for us.
And again, we're talking to head coach of the Pella Christian boys basketball team, Marv Van Wyk, here on the Hy-Vee Radio Coaches Corner, powered by Hy-Vee. Another guy that I got to talk about their improvement as well, Gilbert Flagel. This is a guy that I remember watching coming to the gym last year at Eddyville Blacksburg Fremont. First time I got a chance to watch him. He throws down 2 dunks in a JV game at Eddyville Blacksburg Fremont. From there, it was kind of a up and down year for him at the JV level. He's continued to just elevate his game, it feels like, every time he takes the floor for this Eagles team.
Yeah, he actually, at the JV level last year, he was a point guard. So he's good with the ball in his hands. We felt like this year, you know, we're going to put him in a little bit of a different role on the wing, or he's rotating in, you know, with our bigs as well. Because he's so good and around the basket. He's got a great touch around the basket. He's pretty crafty around there as far as being able to create a look, and he's just continuing to get better. You know, early in the year, I felt like he was having a little bit of a challenge getting used to that role after playing point guard, and I think he's just starting to come into his own a little bit. So we're going to look for him to keep improving there.
Wrapping up here, Coach Van Wyk, one final question. Knoxville on Monday, one of the few undefeated teams left in the state. Schedule obviously doesn't get any easier. What's it going to take to go ahead Monday night and pick up a win against the Panthers?
We just got to, you know, we don't have practice. So we had 2 practices this week, you know, and knowing that we have 3 games right in front of us, and 3 of the toughest teams on our schedule, and to be honest. And so you just got to take it one game at a time. So we're going to, haven't talked about them a lot. I've watched them. Of course, I watched their Pella game, getting ready for Pella, and knowing that we're going to play them as well. So I was watching them pretty closely as well. So they're a really good team. They're really athletic. They've had good players for several years, especially good offensive players, and they still do. But this year their defense is much improved with the new coaching staff they have has really instituted a tougher defensive mindset for them. So it's going to be like playing a little Hawkeye conference, just another little Hawkeye conference game, to be honest. It's just going to be a battle, and we're going to go there and we're going to compete hard and see what happens on the scoreboard. And then Tuesday we got DCG and in my mind they might be the top team in the conference really with what they've done so far, and so both of those games are on the road, and in fact we have 3 road games next week, and with Indianola on Friday. So the schedule, we know what it is going into the year. We know it's not going to get easy, and we feel like that it's great for us. It's great for us because I talked to the team earlier this week about, some other teams in the state that play, 1A, 2A conferences, and they go out and win regularly by, 20, 30, 40 points, and they never really find out what they're not good at, without being challenged. And I told our guys, we are so blessed in our schedule to be able to find out what we need to improve on and keep improving, because we're getting challenged on a daily basis in our games. So we appreciate that. We relish that. We welcome that. And so we're looking forward to that again on Monday, Tuesday next week.
Coach Van Wyk, best of luck Monday at Knoxville. Looking forward to reconnecting with you on Tuesday at Dallas Center Grimes. And again, best of luck on Monday.
Thanks, Tyler.
Absolutely. That was Marv Van Wyk, head coach of the Pella Christian boys basketball team, powered by Hy-Vee, following their loss to Pella on Friday night. And time to go in closing presented by Lighton State Bank. Excuse me, we'll take one short timeout and we'll wrap up post-game coverage of Pella versus Pella Christian on 92.1 KRLS.
You gave your kids a new puppy or kitten for Christmas. Let's make sure we take care of him. This is Dr.